Been waiting all day to say hello from NYTEX Sports Centre, where the Wranglers meet the Brahmas for the second game of a two-game set. Hi everybody, Guy Chiarenza here inside NYTEX Sports Centre, where the two rivals meet yet again. After yesterday, it was Lone Star taking down the Wranglers by the final score of 5-2. The Wranglers come into the game now at second place in the South Division. With their loss yesterday and the win from Corpus Christi, it's now the Ice Rays that have the lead in the division. Wranglers currently sitting at 6-2, won their first 6 games, have dropped their last 2. 12 points on the season, taking on a Lone Star Brahma team that is the defending champions. Their record is 5-1. They have 10 points on the year. They're third place in the South, and they've won each of their last 4 games. Now, last time out, it was the Brahmas winning 5-2 in the first meeting between these two clubs on the season. For the Wranglers, they scored first. It was Alex Alislov scoring the first goal of the game from his fellow countryman Carl Jacobson. The two Swedes connected on a sweet goal, no pun intended, on the first goal of the game. Although it was Lone Star rallying back to score 3 unanswered, 1 at the end of the first period, moments after the Wranglers scored from Anthony Capello on the power play, and then a couple more in the second period. Wranglers did get a power play goal later on in the second from Trace Day. However, he has since been suspended. He will not be in the lineup tonight for the Wranglers. And then, of course, Lone Star in the third period able to tack on a couple more to make it a 5-2 final score. For the Wranglers, Charlie Zolan stopped 26 of 30 in net, and he also picked up an assist on Trace Day's power play goal. Tonight, Zolan will be the backup. Starting netminder for the Wranglers will be Charles Antoine Gerard. Last time we saw him was in the 4-2 loss to Fairbanks. Gerard is coming off a 9.915 save percentage game against the Ice Dogs, in which he stopped 43 of 47. He was phenomenal in that game, just got tacked on with a lot of shots. Wranglers will look to limit the Brahmas' opportunities here tonight, and Gerard will look for his first win in the North American Hockey League. For Lone Star, last night it was their returners leading the way. Anthony Capello, 2 goals and 1 assist. Charlie Masick, the same stat line, as Capello got 1 power play goal. Brahmas ended up going 2 for 10 on the power play, so a laundry list of penalties against Amarillo. They will look to shorten that list tonight. Owen Kerr, 1 goal yesterday, and Jack Spicer between the pipes stopped 20 of 22 in the Lone Star win. For the Brahmas, they will once again turn to Spicer between the pipes wearing number 32. He has started in every single game for the Brahmas this season, and that streak will continue again here tonight. So some things to watch out for. Special teams. That played a big factor in yesterday's game. Of course, the big headline, 10 penalties against Amarillo, 10 power play chances for Lone Star. The Brahmas ended up going 2 for 10 on the power plays. For the Wranglers, their penalty kill operating at 80%. That's not bad considering the amount of opportunities that Lone Star had, including a 5-minute major. One of Lone Star's goals did come on a 5-on-3 on another penalty on that 5-minute major against the Wranglers. For Amarillo, on their power play, 1 for 2, so not many chances, but they were able to cash in on one of them. You have to think if the Wranglers can get more looks on the man advantage here tonight, then they'd be in good shape. However, they're going up against a very disciplined Lone Star team, just 54 penalty minutes against the Brahmas that season. That's the 3rd lowest in the league to this point, as the Brahmas have played just 6 games. This will be their 7th tonight. For the Wranglers, this is game number 9. Also look for Amarillo to set the tone physically to open play. We saw a lot of Divine Apollon yesterday, very physical, was setting the tone and almost cashed in on a couple of goals, just inches away. He hit the post and the crossbar in yesterday's game. Look for him to be a big factor here today, as he's very well known in Brahma land, and the Brahmas are familiar with him. Look for him to set a tone here today, along with the Wranglers' big men, Jacob Miller, Morley Phillips, and the newest Wrangler, Will Welburn, playing in his 2nd game in a Wrangler uniform tonight. I think if the Wranglers are going to get off on the right foot, they have to set the tone physically. There was a lot of bad blood in yesterday's game. Don't expect that to go away between these two South Division rivals. And as always, when the Wranglers play the Brahmas, the first goal is critical. The Wranglers need to get the lead, and they need to find a way to hold it. For Lone Star, when they score first, they are 2-1. For the Wranglers, when they score first, they are 4-2. So we'll see if the Wranglers can get the first goal yet again here today. They did score first yesterday, and they did fall to the Brahmas. look for the Wranglers to get that lead again and try and hang on to it against a very pesky Brahmas team that likes to suffocate their opponent in their own end. And in turn, offense is the best defense, limit their opponent to a low shot count. So make your pick as to who you think is going to score the Wranglers' first goal. Comment on our YouTube live feed or go over to our Yeppel fan zone and make your predictions there. For me, I'm looking for Carl Jacobson here tonight. He was very good yesterday. I think that he is going to get the Wranglers' first goal of the game. Make sure you go check out the fan zone brought to you by Yeppel and make your pick as who you think is going to score the first goal of the game, and drop your predictions over on the fan zone. A lot of fun stuff going on over there. And if you want to check out the media guide that yours truly uses night in and night out, go check that out over on the fan zone, along with a lot of other fun stuff. When we come back on the Wranglers pregame show, we'll have the starting lineups here at NYTEX Sports Centre for night 2 on the weekend. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Austin Hose. We're gearing up for a good old-fashioned South Division showdown here at NYTEX Sports Centre. When the Wranglers take on the Brahmas, you know there's going to be fireworks, you know it's going to be fun, and you know it's going to be physical. So let's get to our starting lineups between these two teams. We'll start with the home squad, the Lone Star Brahmas. Had a big night yesterday, looking for another one for his team again today. Number 89, Anthony Capello, standing at 6'4", 185 pounds, the New York native. We'll start at left wing. Capello yesterday had 2 goals and 1 assist, as did his centerman tonight, number 20, Charlie Masick. Masick stands at 5'10", 175 pounds, and is a native of Wisconsin. And to his right, return man number 27, Owen Kerr, standing at 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a native of Ontario, Canada. That line was really good for the Brahmas yesterday. The Wranglers want to find a way to win tonight. They're going to have to find a way to neutralize that line and shut them down. On defense, it'll be number 12, Charlie Emmons, standing at 6 foot even, 185 pounds. The native of Washington Township, Michigan, will be paired up with the Air Force commit, number 4, Kyle Eisenberg, standing at 6'1", 185 pounds. He's a native of Anaheim, California. So that's the starting 5 for Lone Star. And in net, number 32, Jack Spicer. For the 7th time this season, he's played in every single game for Lone Star so far, and he has been up to the task. Spicer has a 5-1 record, a 1.19 goals against average, a .938 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. The Rockville, Maryland native stopped 20 of 22 in the 5-2 win for the Brahmas yesterday. So that's the starting lineup for the Brahmas. They're led by head coach and general manager Dan Wildfong. The assistant coach is Logan Murphy, and the goalie coach is Harrison Feeney. Now, let's get to the starting lineup for your Amarillo Wranglers. A couple new faces in the lineup tonight. Starting at left wing, it'll be number 22, Crew Hannes, playing in his 5th game as a Wrangler. He stands at 6'3", 195 pounds. He's a native of Highland Village, Texas, and recently came over to the Wranglers from the WHL. His centerman tonight will be number 21, Jacob Miller, 6'4", 210 pounds. He's a big man, and he's going up against his childhood friend Anthony Capello here tonight. They're both from the same town, played with each other in their youth. I'm sure that's a fun experience for them here this weekend. Miller down the middle, and to the right, wearing number 11, Morley Phillips, standing at 6'4", 215 pounds, native of Raleigh, North Carolina, will round out that starting line for the Wranglers. So a lot of size there. 2 guys over 200 pounds, and all 3 of them 6'3" or taller. On defense, wearing number 6, Heikki Paipinen gets the start. The Finnish defenseman stands at 5'11", 194 pounds, and he'll be paired up with number 5, Will Sinclair, the former Pueblo Bull. Stands at 6 foot even, 185 pounds, and is a native of Erie, Colorado. That'll be your starting 5 for the Wranglers. And in goal, it'll be number 1, Charles Antoine Girard. Last time we saw Girard was in the loss to Fairbanks to close out the North American Hockey League showcase. He was tested a lot, and he played really well. Ended the game with a .915 save percentage, stopped 43 of 47. He'll look to have another great performance here tonight against the defending champs. Charlie Zolan, the reigning goaltender of the month throughout the entire league, he'll be the backup here tonight. Wranglers dressing 6 defensemen. Ashton Breyer will be paired up with number 9, Sal Serrato. Talked about Heikki Paipinen and Will Sinclair. Third pairing will be Hayden Hedquist entering the lineup, standing at 6'4", 200 pounds, native of Lake Huron, Minnesota. His D partner playing in his 2nd game as a Wrangler will be number 2, Will Welburn, standing at a massive 6'9", 240 pounds. He's a native of Rye, New York. You'll see Divine Apollon wearing number 55, with Luke Goldberg, who enters the lineup down the middle, wearing 25. To his right, Nolan Davis also re-enters the lineup, wearing number 8. That same line of the imports will stay together tonight. Alex Alislov with Carl Jacobson and Andre Peshek. And then with Trace Day, his service is unavailable here tonight. Grayson Gerhard, wearing number 7, will be with number 27, Andrew Morton, and number 19, Corson McGuire on the right wing. And wearing number 77, Daniel Resega will be the extra forward for the Wranglers this evening. Wranglers President of Hockey Operations and General Manager is Harry Mahood, and the Wranglers are led behind the bench by Taylor Harnett and the 2 assistant coaches, Brandon Richardson and Connor White. And that is the starting lineup for both squads. We're just moments away from puck drop here at NYTEX as the Wranglers hit the ice, led by Charles Antoine Girard. And of course, deep in enemy territory, the heart of Brahma land, they're met with some booze. Wranglers looking to spoil the show here at NYTEX against the defending champs. It's the Wranglers, it's the Brahmas, and it does not disappoint. We'll be back in just a moment for the national anthem here from NYTEX Sports Centre. This has been Wranglers Pregame Live. Coming up next, the first period from Lone Star. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Street Toyota. We are all set and ready to go from NYTEX Sports Centre. It's the Amarillo Wranglers and the Lone Star Brahmas for the second time this season and the second time this weekend. It'll also be the second time we see Jack Spicer between the pipes for the Brahmas. He stopped 20 of 20. Antoine Girard gets his second start as a Wrangler. Had a very good showing against Fairbanks at the North American Hockey League Showcase. Unfortunately did not come away with the win as the Ice Dogs got the 4-2 victory there. He'll look to pick up his first win in the North American Hockey League here tonight against the defending champs. Wranglers will be wearing blue tonight, blue jersey with white numbers, red stripes, and white shoulder yoke. They will skate from left to right. The Brahmas wearing a white jersey with black numbers and purple accents. They will skate from right to left as you see it on NATV, and we'll paint a picture for you in your mind's eye on our audio feed. Our head official here tonight is Mr. Wolford, same as yesterday. And we got 2 linesmen, 3-man officiating crew. As we get set to drop the puck here from NYTEX. We are underway as the Brahmas take the opening draw, and they'll pummel it down. That's Emmons getting decked by Miller as he pumped it in. Puck goes behind Girard. Sinclair is there. Wranglers slap the puck towards the near side wall where it's picked up by Anthony Capello. 2 goals and 1 assist yesterday. Long toss off the backside of Hannes. He'll lift it out to the line, but not out. Held in by Eisenberg. The Air Force commit dips it behind the net for Owen Kerr. On his backhand, he'll weasel it up to the right side for Eisenberg, who fakes a shot and tosses it to Masick. And then he loses the puck as the Wranglers are there defensively, as it's carried by Heikki Paipanen. Puck goes out to the neutral zone. Miller has it right down Broadway. He'll shoot, and his blocker shot is turned aside by Spicer, and a second opportunity by Hannes is denied by the Brahma netminder as well. Now in the neutral zone, it's Goldberg to Phillips. He'll spring the puck down the right wing and head towards the bench. Goldberg will stay out on the forecheck as the Wranglers get their first change of the night. Now on the left wing, it's Komashok trying to take a shot beneath the left circle. Breyer's there defensively, as is Divine Apollon. Brahmas work the puck from low to high. At the left point, it's Klassen. His shot goes off a stick and stays in play after banking off the end wall. At the line again, it's Klassen. Left point, now down low. Was looking for Komashok. Hopped off his stick. He's got it on the right wing. Exchanges with Saxton Tess. He'll deal it behind the net for Sable. Working against Sal Serrato. Second star of the week in the South Division last week. Brahmas keeping possession. Working hard is Goldberg in the near corner, trying to wedge Tess off the puck. Puck is reversed over towards the far side. Serrato and company able to get it out to center. And a little bit more as the Wranglers get it into the Brahmas zone and go for a change. In the neutral zone, Gerhard tips a pass. Now the puck gets launched into the Brahmas zone. It settles down to Klassen. Squeaks towards the middle, picked up by Kumlin. And the Brahmas will escape their own end. Bergstrom off the wall, chip and chase, wanted to go to himself. Wellburn was there. He chops the puck back out to the Brahma end, and Lone Star regroups and reloads. On the left side, it's Pickenen. Takes a shot. That one goes wide off the end wall between the circles. Pickenen's got it. Cycles behind the net, working against Wellburn. Wellburn from the far half wall. Make that Pickenen. As Wellburn was on the other side, McGuire now flings it over to Hedquist and off the near wall to Gerhard. Teams exchanging possession early on here in the game. Wranglers own the first 2 shots of the contest. Breyer from his own end banks it off the wall behind Spicer. And the forecheck is Paipanen. Wranglers see new reinforcements coming off the bench as there's a puck battle in the far corner. Lone Star able to muscle away as in the neutral zone, it's Sassenbury. He gets bottled up at the Wrangler blue line. Alislov trying to move it forward. Brahmas stand him up and pound it back down to Girard. A turnover in the middle. Shot by Pryor is stopped by Girard. Well, the Wranglers turned the puck over in a dangerous spot, and thankfully Gerard was on high alert to make the save. And you got to be careful against this Brahmas team. They'll force you into making those kinds of errors. And most of the time, they capitalize on those. To the left of Gerard. Puck rolls in on the Wrangler netminder, and he makes no mistake. And covers up for another face-off coming, and looks like they're going to have to correct the clock as that is rolling. Looks like 16:20 was left on the clock. And am I the only one who caught that? Looks like they're going to... Well, they're going to keep playing. Okay, so we just lost 5 seconds of game time. Anyhow, still the first period as the puck is dumped in. Gerard slows it down. Serrato from the near side works towards the middle. Capello there on the forecheck. Can't steal it away. Phillips drops it down low to Serrato in the far corner of the Brahmas end. Serrato to Phillips behind the net. Puck leaped off his stick. He looks to get it back. Centering feed, but nobody is there except for Anthony Capello. And he'll just pop it back to the neutral zone. And the Wranglers look to start their next breakout. Phillips winds it in. It's on the stick of Charlie Emmons. Forcing a steal is Miller. Can't rip a shot on goal as he was battling against two Brahmas. Now in the neutral zone, it's Welburn. Off the far wall to Hannes. Off the stick of Miller as the Wranglers get a partial change. Eisenberg will scoop it up. Brahmas move it to the neutral zone. Capello knocks it in, goes to the bench. Hayden Hedquist with it now. He'll station out behind Gerard, only for a moment. Off the stick of Davis at the red line and in deep. And I'm going to call an icing on that. Looked like Rasega had an edge against Rizzo there. But away we go. Face-off incoming in the Wrangler end. 4:58 into the first. So Luke Goldberg, who re-enters the lineup, will take this next draw against Cumberland to the left of Gerard. Goldberg wins the draw. Wranglers try and get it out, but it's held in by Klassen. They'll deal the puck around towards the far side. Now Bergstrom, toe drag, can't get a shot away. And here comes Rasega with speed. Only one man to beat. Couldn't get by him as that was Rizzo. And Lone Star able to work back out the center and a little bit more. Picking it over the Wrangler line, cuts towards the middle. From the right point, they'll stash it down towards the goal. Bergstrom is there. Brahmas can't shoot. Bergstrom in the high slot, moves towards the circle. And now Rasega is there to break up the pass from Cumberland. Wranglers see the puck go in front of the Brahmas bench as Lone Star was trying to make a change. Dangerous play there. 14-13 left in the first period. Wranglers have it from their own end. Sinclair from his own blue line jolts it up to McGuire. On the forecheck is Saxton Test looking to get a steal, and he does. Test to the middle for Kamashok, and that pass is offline. Gerhard scoops up the puck for the Wranglers, moving in flight with McGuire. Gerhard to the middle, and he gets taken down by Cook. And the puck moves over towards the far corner. Gerhard back up to his feet, deals it up to the right point for Serrato. He'll fling it towards the goal, and that's eaten up by Spicer with 13:37 left in the first, and he'll hang on for a stoppage. The first three shots of the contest belong to the Wranglers. The first two, excuse me, and then Brahmas got one, so now the shot count is 3-1. Draw to the left of Spicer on the near circle of the Brahmas zone. Carl Jacobson, who picked up an assist yesterday on the Wranglers' first goal, will take the draw against Charlie Masick. Jacobson wins it, gets it to Pashik, and his one-time shot goes wide of the goal. Left side, Wranglers off the wall towards the near corner. It's Alislov to Jacobson, working against Masick. He kicks the puck over to Peshek behind the goal. Emmons now with possession. Will deal it up to the far side and out to center. Peshek chasing after a puck in the Brahmas zone. Lone Star has it for the moment. Puck battle along the boards. Wranglers trying to knock it free. Puck does eventually come out of the jam, and it goes to Charlie Masick. Moving in stride to the middle, takes a shot in and out of the glove of Gerard, and wide of the goal. Breyer with it now from the left corner. Moves it to the right wing for Pesek. Pass a little too far ahead, and so Pesek and company will go to the bench for a change. As the Brahmas enter on the left side. Marshall takes a hit from Phillips as the puck goes into the far corner. Pryor with it now. Defensively is Miller. Now Welburn for Serrato on the right wing. Springs Phillips into motion, and now upwards is Miller. Gets tangled up with Klassen. And the Brahmas from their own end have the puck. Klassen over toward the near side for Marshall. Now across. Brahmas taking flight as the centering feed is broken up by Welburn. Off the far wall to the neutral zone. Phillips has got it. Morley Phillips gets tripped up and slides into the near wall. Stay 5-on-5 here. Phillips loses his bucket. He has to go to the bench. Now Klassen over to the left side for Bergstrom. He gets checked by Hannes. Big hit there, gives Goldberg possession. On the right side, Goldberg button hooks. Racing in is piping in to help out. Can the Wranglers hang on? No. Puck goes back out to the neutral zone, and now moving in stride is Bergstrom. Moves towards his forehand, gets checked by Apollon. Bergstrom from his knees tries to swing it towards the middle, but the Wranglers break it up. Things getting physical here as Apollon enters on the left side. He dips the puck behind Spicer. Rizzo there. Apollon nicely on the forecheck, almost shakes him free from the puck. Rasega is there as well, and dancing in his own end is Emmons to escape the Wrangler pressure. Tess to Emmons. He'll poke the puck below the Wrangler goal line. Apollon is there. Morton banks it up ahead, looking for Rasega. Getting in the way is Sable. Now Kamashok, a shot from a sharp angle on the right side, is stopped by Gerard with 10:45 left in the first. So good action at both ends. A lot of changing possession here tonight. But to this point, still a scoreless affair here at NYTEX. Breyer chops the puck over to the far corner. Now driving towards the goal was Masick. Breyer was there again defensively. From the line, a shot is swallowed up by Gerard. He saw it all the way with 10:31 left in the first. Now afterwards, you got a convergence in front of the Wranglers netminder between Brahmas and Wranglers alike. They'll break that up. Wranglers get a line change. It's Jacobson to take the draw, out with Pesek and Alislov. Hedquist and Welburn, the two D-men. Sable, the opponent in the face-off circle. Jacobson, the victor, pops up into the air. It's gloved down by Hedquist. At the line, Brahmas hold it in, and the shot is turned aside by the blocker of Gerard. Sable in the near corner. Gets decked by Welburn. He's a big man. And Sable gets backed up to his feet, receives a pass. Kamashok to the middle with the puck in the left circle. Brahmas to the line now. Gerard fights off a long shot. Rebound comes to Tess, and the Wranglers defense collapses in on him. It makes it so he can't shoot. Now Welburn with the puck. He's getting up ahead. Long toss from the red line is flagged down by Spicer. The whistle blows with 9:55 left in the first. No score here from the shoebox. Brahmas lead the shot count 5-3 with 9:55 left in the first. We'll take a timeout here, and we'll be back in just a minute on the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Bubba's 33. Clean stat sheet so far, no goals, no penalties. 10:05 gone by in the first. Draw to the left of Spicer as the Miller line leg and towards the near corner. Worley Phillips with it, centering feed, could not connect, and now the Brahmas spring into motion. Pryor on the right side going against Pipinen. The Finnish defenseman stands him up as the puck twists behind Gerard. From the near corner, Pipinen back to the puck. Knocks it up ahead for Phillips. He'll jolt it forward for Miller, still on the right wing. He'll button hook and shoot. Shot is stopped by Spicer. Wranglers crashing the goal, and Spicer hangs on the second attempt with 9:18 left in the first, as the Wranglers were looking for the game's first goal. Good shift there for that line for the Wranglers. Hannes, Miller, and Phillips. I think Crew Hannes is going to be one of those guys where if the Wranglers can find a way to get him going, if he can find his groove, he's going to be a tough man to stop. But so far through 5 games, still looking for his first point. Draw to the right of Spicer. Masick to take the draw against Goldberg. Goldberg wins it. Davis will whack it over towards the near corner. Apollon throws a hefty check there, setting the tone physically, and whistle blows. And we've got our first penalty of the game. So it's a cross-checking call. Divine Apollon going. So a Wrangler penalty kill unit that was out there 10 times last night only surrendered 2 goals. 80% yesterday for the season. Wrangler penalty kill operating at 84.8%. That's 19th best in the league. Brahmas 2 power play goals yesterday. Their power play moves up to 18.1%, but still 15th best in the North American Hockey League. Brahmas win the ensuing draw. Wranglers slap it out of their hands and get it all the way down for an Amarillo clear here on the opening moments of the Lone Star power play. Capello, who scored a power play goal yesterday, deals it to the right side for Cook. He gets stood up by Breyer. Change here as Goldberg comes on with Resega. Breyer and Sinclair stay out. 40 seconds gone off the penalty. Lone Star looking to re-enter. Wranglers making it difficult. Errant pass there behind the attacking zone. He does. Capello to the right side. Quick pass is broken up by Breyer, and he hefts it all the way down for another Wrangler. So far, so good. Oh. So far, so good. Klassen take his forehand power plays. Now Marshall gets hit on the far half wall of the Wrangler end. Pryor centering feed passes to no one. Nolan Davis has it. And from the red line, he'll blast it into the Brahmas zone. Zach Rizzo will move it up to Marshall. Puck comes to Divine Apollon. Dump and chase action here. Klassen gets there first. Wranglers crashing in on him. At the right point, Wellburn holds it. He'll shoot, ping-pongs off a couple of legs to Goldberg in the near corner. Evades a check, and we get a whistle here with 2:09 left in the first. That was the linesman that blew that whistle. Both teams go for a change. Just a reminder that coming up after the first period, we'll have the first intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. We'll recap all the events of the first period, look ahead to period number 2, and also take a peek at our out-of-town scoreboard, all coming up during the first intermission report. Sinclair over to Pipinen, shot there, is turned aside by Spicer. Now from the far corner, they'll battle for it. Wranglers have it as Morton feeds McGuire. His shot goes softly towards the goal. Stationed out in front is Gerhard. The puck is loose. Wranglers whacking away at it. And Spicer able to somehow keep it out as he sprawled out like a starfish to make that stop. 1:50 left in the first. Well, we saw a similar play earlier on in the first period where Gerard had to scramble to make a save. This time it's Spicer as Gerhard's on the doorstep. And yet it remains a scoreless game. Draw to the right of Spicer, far circle, Morton to duel against Masick. 3 Brahmas in the slot. Shots are 9-10 in favor of the Wranglers. Brahmas with it. Capello taps it over to Eisenberg. Packs back to Capello, is intercepted. Serrato from the right circle takes a shot, and that is stopped by Spicer. From the far wall, Wranglers looking to get a hand on it. Eisenberg keeping them away as he moves it to Emmons. Pass forward is off a stick and over to Breyer. Pass offline from McGuire, boomerangs back to Breyer. He snakes his way through the neutral zone, and from the right wing will flutter it towards the left corner as Miller streaks in. Brahma is able to launch the puck back out to the neutral zone. Wranglers grab it again, but get a hand pass here to stop time with 1 minute left in the first. Shots 12-9 in favor of the Wranglers. Now, if you think about the Brahmas' average shots against this season and where the Wranglers are at right now, well, they're doing a really good job. Brahmas averaging only 20.2 shots against per game. Wranglers already have 12. So they've tested Spicer a lot here in the first period, but neither side has been able to find the back of the net so far. Puck goes off a stick and out of play with 53 seconds left on the clock. And so we'll get a neutral zone draw here. Late stages of the first. Draw right in front of the Wranglers bench. The trio of Taylor Harnett, Brandon Richardson, and Connor White will look on. Lone Star with the draw. Will swing it back down low near Gerard. Puck is jabbed over towards the near side where Klassen swirls the puck around Pickenen. Hedquist catches up to it, tries to jolt it forward to Miller, and he does. Now in the neutral zone, pass on the money for Phillips. He'll jump it forward, give chase, pound a man against the end wall. That's Rizzo, but the Brahmas come away with the puck. As now Klassen over the red line. Gains the Wranglers zone, pitches it towards his right for Bergstrom. Pass in the far corner for Kumlin. Gets pinned up against the wall. Brahmas keep possession. Wranglers looking to shake it free with 10 seconds left in the first. Puck jumps up into the air. Wranglers knock it forward. Here's Alislov towards the goal, sticked away by Spicer. He comes out to play it. 1 second left. Gets pinned up against the boards, and time runs out on the first period. So, no score after one. Shots are 13-9 in favor of the Wranglers. 2 penalties against Amarillo in the first, all killed off. 1 penalty against the Brahmas, they killed that off. And that has been the story so far. When we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network, we'll recap the first period, look ahead to period number 2, and also take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard and see what's popping around the South Division here on the first Saturday night in October. After 1 period of play, it's the Wranglers 0 and the Brahmas 0. We'll be back in a few on the Wranglers Hockey Network, presented by Rudy's. No score from NYTEX Sports Centre after one period of play. Guy Chiarenza here from the shoebox as the Wranglers meet the Brahmas for the second time this season and the second time this weekend. It's an 8-game season series. Wranglers and Brahmas will meet the first 4 times here in this building. Final 4 will be over at the Budweiser bullpen, where hopefully we'll get to play a home game sometime soon, and we will. October 25th is the home opener. 3-game set against Colorado. Get your tickets over at panhandletickets.com. I am so looking forward to a homestand. I really, really am. As fun as being on the road is, there's nothing quite like those days at the bullpen and being in your hometown. So, I can't wait to be back. I can't wait to see the fans, and the Wranglers want to see you too. Let's pack the bullpen October 25th for the home opener against the Colorado Grit. There'll be rally towels that night given out courtesy of UniFirst. So, a lot shaping up to be a big fun night. Wranglers and race cars that night as well. Come on, check it out. Get your tickets over at panhandletickets.com. It's good family fun. What more can you ask for? Wranglers and the Grit later on this month. Now, for the Wranglers, the road up ahead. You got the game here tonight, and then next week the Wranglers are off, so they'll get the bye weekends, rest up a little bit, and then they'll head to Shreveport, Louisiana to take on the Mudbugs over in the Swamp. And then finally the weekend afterwards, the Wranglers finally get to play a home game at the new and improved Budweiser bullpen. And when we left, they were painting the logos on the ice. Looked very, very good, very sharp. And I'm sure the ice is going in sometime soon. They might have already started that process while we've been gone for this trip. But they're hard at work, and we're inching closer and closer to the home opener, and I could not be happier. As for this game so far, not much to report. No score through the first period. Shots are 13-9 in favor of the Wranglers. 2 penalties against Amarillo. First one coming with 9:10 left in the first period. Wranglers killed that off, and then with 7 seconds left on that penalty, Wranglers had another one tacked on. They killed that off as well. And then they got a power play chance of their own. A little over 4 minutes left in the first. Could not capitalize on that man advantage opportunity. And so it remained a scoreless game after one. So special teams a big factor yesterday. In the first period, not so much. We'll see if things open up in that regard in the second period. And if they do, the Wranglers power play is going to have to find a way to generate goals without the services of Trace Day, who's not in the lineup here tonight. Wranglers have scored 4 power play goals this season. 3 of them have come off the stick of Trace Day. The 4th came against Fairbanks, and it came off the stick of Emil Skelton, who is also not in the lineup this weekend due to injuries. So Wranglers will look for answers on the man advantage if they get some more chances to do so in this game. But you look at the shot count, and that's pretty big for the Wranglers so far. 13 shots on goal when the Brahmas, as a team, only average 20.2 shots against per game. So for the Wranglers to get 13 in one period, yeah, they're in good shape. Now, a lot of times it's quality over quantity, but for the Wranglers, that means that they've spent a good amount of time in the Brahmas zone, and that's exactly where they want to be. This is a Lone Star team that likes to play in their opponent's end. Offense is the best defense for Dan Wildfong's crew. The more time the Wranglers spend in the Brahmas zone, the more their probability of winning goes up. So we'll look for that to become a common theme in the second period. The more you see the Wranglers in the Brahmas zone, that's a good thing. And the Wranglers have done a good job at bottling up the Brahmas at the Amarillo blue line, making zone entries very tough for Lone Star. Like the Brahmas at moments in this game have liked to work the puck around the outside, and I think the Wranglers are content in letting them do that as long as they don't let any grade A scoring opportunities happen. And that's exactly the story of the first period. Gerard, who's making his second start for the Wranglers, looking for his first win in the North American Hockey League, did a really good job of stopping some shots there in the first period. There were some really good opportunities for Lone Star, about 3 that come to memory for me. One where he had to sprawl to make a save, and another where he stopped, I believe it was Owen Kerr point blank, but he was sharp. He's looked good, and so far has held the Brahmas off the board. And I think it's been quite a refreshing night so far for Gerard. In the last game that he played, he saw 47 shots. So far, he's only seen 9. So for the Wranglers, they're out shooting the Brahmas through one period. They look to be in good shape against the defending champs. Figured that this one could be a lower scoring affair, as it usually is between these two clubs. And with good goalies on both ends, looks like through the first period that's the case. Although this game could blow wide open in the second period if, when tied after one, the Wranglers are 2-1, Lone Star 3-0. So the Brahmas favored in this situation. That's what the analytics would tell you. Now, for any guy on the ice, they'd say, well, it just goes down to how well you execute your play down at ice level. And for the time being, looks like the Wranglers have done some really good things. I like what they've done defensively. I think Ashton Breyer and Will Welburn have had some really good games on defense for the Wranglers. Two guys that do a really good job of getting sticks on pucks. They're in the right place at the right time. They're able to see the ice really well and take away shooting lanes, and they're not scared to block pucks. I've been impressed with Will Welburn so far through a game and a period in a Wrangler uniform. He's a big body, but he actually skates really well, and like Breyer, he sees the ice really, really well. He's got very clear vision. He knows where to put his stick. He knows where to be to block shots. I've been really pleased with the way that he's played. Number 2 in blue. He's paired up with Hayden Hedquist tonight, who's also had a good first period so far as he re-enters the lineup for the Wranglers. Hedquist playing in his third game in a Wrangler uniform. So that's pretty much the story of the first period. Not really a lot to report, but in the second period, look for things to break away as both teams in search of the first goal of the game. We'll see how aggressive the Wranglers are in the second period, trying to get that opening tally, because Lone Star's a team that you don't want to play when the Brahmas have the lead. Lone Star, when they get that first goal, they like to tighten up and make things really difficult, and they're very aggressive to try and get that second one. And again, offense is the best defense. If Lone Star does get that first goal, look for them to spend a lot of time in the Wranglers zone by dump-ins, just trying to force the Wranglers to work from the deep end of their own side of the ice, where you can't go, and predict who scores the first goal of the game, amongst other things. Go check it out. Click the link in our bio on our Instagram and Facebook accounts. Head over to our fan zone. We'll step aside here on the first intermission report from NYTEX Sports Centre. When we come back, we'll take a peek at our out-of-town scoreboard and see what's happening around the South Division as the Ice Rays are taking on the Ice Wolves, amongst other things. We'll check it all out on the other side of the break. This is the first intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. Our game is scoreless here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Let's take a peek at what's going on around the rest of the league on our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Sparkman Orthodontics. As we'll start our journey over with a game that has already gone final over at Greeley Ice House, played earlier this afternoon. The El Paso Rhinos take care of business in big-time fashion, winning big 5-1 over the Colorado Grit over at Greeley Ice House. El Paso gets back to 500. They're 4-4. For Colorado, they drop a game there as they get off to a wobbly start here in their second season in the North American Hockey League. Over at the Pond in Shreveport, it's the Warriors taking on the Mudbugs, and they're scoreless there through a period and a half. That game currently in the second period with 10:06 and counting. Left in period number 2 over there. And then another scoreless game through one. Over at American Bank Center, it's the Corpus Christi Ice Rays, who sit at 6-1-0-1 atop the South Division, hosting the New Mexico Ice Wolves, who are currently in last place. 1-5-1. That game scoreless through one. They are currently in the first intermission over there. And that is all the scores in the South Division. If you want to take a peek at the rest of the scores throughout the North American Hockey League, head over to the NAHL website or download the app. Check it out for yourself over there. As for our game, it's a big second period coming up here. No score so far. Both sides looking for the first goal, and something tells me that whatever it may be, however this goal is going to be scored, whether it's the Wranglers or the Brahmas scoring it, it's either going to be one of two things. One, it's going to be a really nice goal. It's going to be an absolute snipe. It's going to beat the goaltender cleanly. It's just going to be a well-placed shot, and that's how you beat him. Or it's going to be one of those dirty goals, those really gritty goals where maybe it's a tip-in out in front, loose puck in the crease, cross-ice pass back door, something of that nature, because looks like both goalies up to the task so far in the first period. We'll see if the Wranglers can break away and get the first goal here in the second and take the lead here against the defending champs. Lone Star has always been a difficult team to play against when they have the lead. Wranglers looking to limit that from happening here tonight. Get the game's first goal and dictate the terms and play the way that they want to play. We'll also take a look and see if the penalty situation changes in the second period. Just 3 combined, 2 against Amarillo, 1 against Lone Star through 1 period of play. If that is able to break open like it was yesterday, then expect things to open up if that situation changes. Otherwise, if we stay 5-on-5, expect a back-and-forth game with possession changing. Both teams going the other way. The Brahmas will try and dictate the terms in the Wranglers' end. Wranglers will look to combat that under their own terms. I like the way that the Wranglers have played physically. Divine Apollon has been noticeable. He has been very physical like usual. Brahma fans well acquainted with his style of play. And the Wranglers trying to do their best to really kind of frazzle up the Brahmas, try and get them frustrated. Very physical game, and I think that works in the Wranglers' favor. Wranglers are a big team. They got a lot of big guys on this roster, using that to their advantage. Divine Apollon playing with Goldberg and Davis has been very visible tonight. Almost scored a goal yesterday. Almost had 2 goals, really. But unfortunately, the Iron Unkind. We'll see if he can get one here tonight for the Wranglers. We're coming up on the second period of play. We'll step aside one more time here before the start of the second. This has been the first intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. Getting set for second period action here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Wranglers and Brahmas back out on the ice. Wranglers wearing blue will skate from right to left. In the second period, Brahmas wearing white will skate from left to right. Here in the shoebox. Both teams looking for the game's first goal. Scoreless after one. Wranglers have the edge in the shot count by 4. 13-9 is the count. And we'll see what the second period has in store for us. Wranglers, Brahmas, it never disappoints. And we got it for you here on NATV. Good crowd here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Everybody had a chance to go use the bathroom, get a snack. Everybody's back in their seats. And we're ready to go for the second period. Jacob Miller will take the draw against Charlie Masick to get things started in the second period. Puck is dropped and away we go for period 2 from NYTEX. Guy Chiarenza from North Richland Hills, Texas. Wranglers and the Brahmas meet for the second game of a 2-game set. Lone Star with it. From the left point, Capello tries to drop it down low for Kerr. Piping gets in the way. Off the wall to Sinclair, and the Wranglers take flight. Drew Hannes sees the puck roll off his stick. Sinclair's got it back. Jolted over to Pipinen. Now back to Sinclair on the right wing. They'll fling it towards the goal. Off the end wall, Miller from the left side deals it around to the right wing. Breyer pinching down, looks to keep it in. Hannes there to help out, gets it. Miller towards the goal, is swiped away by Spicer, who came out of his crease to play the puck. Phillips now from the near corner, drives towards the goal. Can't get a shot on net as he gets stood up defensively by Emmons and company. Now on the far wall, Hannes with it. Centers it to Pipinen, and the puck gets knocked off of his stick by Capello, but the Wranglers almost kept it in the zone, delayed offside here, so the Brahmas will possess as they exit. 18:50 left in the second period. Divine Apollon in the neutral zone. Maryland native will skate over the Brahma blue line, fling it wide of Spicer. Look to get a glove on it. Now Apollon throws a hefty check in the far half wall as the Brahmas skate out to the neutral zone, start their next breakout. Puck slides down near Gerard for an icing against the Brahmas with 18:27 left in the second. Draw will be to the left of Spicer. Morton to take it here for the Wranglers. Sable for the Brahmas. Bouncing puck off the draw. Wranglers have it! And a shot by Gerhard. Whistles wide of Spicer. Man, that had some heat on it. And the Brahma netminder, not a lot of time to react. And if that's on target, that's on the back of the net. Breyer off the skate of Gerhard and in deep. Eisenberg will tip it over to Tess. On the forecheck there is McGuire looking to steal it away. He gets checked from behind at the end wall by Eisenberg. And McGuire is able to get back up, although seems like that's knocked his pads into a different position. He'll get some help from Morton to shake that up. And now the Wranglers will have their second power play opportunity of the night as Eisenberg will take a seat. Boarding is the call. Wranglers to the power play. Wranglers with it. Resega down low to Morton. Now on the left wing, it's Jacobson. Tries to go up to the line, but getting in the way is Masick, and so Sinclair will have to retreat back to the comfort of his own zone to start the next breakout. Sinclair flies through center ice. Will blast it by Spicer over to the near half wall where Phillips is waiting. Stepping in front is Klassen. Brahmas reverse it towards the far corner. Wranglers pin it up against the wall, trying to get a piece of that puck. Stationed in the high slot is Morton. It seems like everybody on the ice is in that far corner. Puck is shaken free by Phillips. Now behind the net it goes. Jacobson to the middle. High slot, it's Morton. Now at the left wing, Jacobson centers it. It goes off a leg and stays out. Spicer somehow got a piece of that puck and hung on to it as he was well out of his crease on the near side of the goal. Well, you see that a couple times here tonight. 1:05 left on the Wrangler power play, and the Wranglers doing all the right things. Get a personnel change as it's McGuire with Hannes, Alislov, and Gerhard and Serrato. Wranglers victorious off the faceoff. Gerhard to Serrato. Now down low, McGuire shanks on a one-time shot. Wranglers keep possession. Hannes at the far half wall. Takes a check up high. Puck squeaks over to the Brahmas behind the net. And now Lone Star will get a clear, courtesy of Zdeněk Dobes. Serrato trying to peel off from the attack of two Brahmas shorthanded. With 30 seconds left to go, McGuire will start the next charge. We'll drop it off for Gerhard. Boozed with speed into the Brahmas zone on the right wing. Gerhard on his backhand goes behind the net, shifts towards his forehand. Tries to move it to McGuire. Now Hannes in the far corner has it. Can't knife his way towards the middle on his forehand. Brahmas jolted out the center and a little bit more, as that'll pretty much do it for the Wrangler power play. So both teams 0 for 2 so far tonight on the man advantage. Out of the box is Eisenberg. Lone Star with it from their own end. Zach Rizzo gets to work on the left wing. He'll dip it below the Wrangler goal line where Hedquist will take a whack at it. Goes all the way through center and down for a Wrangler icing. 4:27 gone by in the second. So just one shot on that power play for the Wranglers. Drawing the near circle of the Amarillo end. Puck kicks out to the neutral zone. Rizzo off the wall in front of his own bench. It's into Wrangler territory, not much more. Hedquist across to Davis. Off the wall and in deep, giving chases Goldberg. Spicer out to play it. Gets it over to Klassen, and now in the neutral zone, pass connects for Kerr to Masick on the right side, and diving is Resega to make up a nice defensive play and break up that opportunity for Masick. Long pass connects, it's Morton on a breakaway. Morton stopped by Spicer. Now the Brahmas go the other way. It's Masick to the middle. Gerard a save. Kick save made by Gerard as Hedquist hustling back defensively, goes crashing into the net. That's the cause for the whistle. And both teams with grade A opportunities on both ends of the ice. And it remains a scoreless game, 5:11 into the second. Well, Andrew Morton had a grade A opportunity for the Wranglers, one-on-one with Spicer. Faked them out, and Spicer put down the left pad to deny Andrew Morton his second goal of the season. And really, for either side, those two last plays were probably the biggest defensive collapse on the weekend. Both teams played pretty solid defense so far in yesterday's game and today's game as well. And maybe that may be some foreshadowing as to things opening up here in the second period. Eisenberg with it, the Air Force commit off the near wall to Kumlin in the neutral zone. Pipinen falls down, Kumlin goes by. He's able to dip it over to Pitkanen. The puck escapes the zone as Eisenberg is forced to blast it in. I get a whistle with 14:25 left in the period. So this draw will come back to the Brahmas zone. Face off to the left of Spicer. Morton to take it against Sassenbury. The Brahmas have it. We'll try and hack it out to the neutral zone. Sinclair making it difficult, but the Brahmas are successful in doing so. As Emmons has the puck at his own blue line, he'll scoot it upwards to Pryor. He'll bank off his stick and in deep. McGuire gets there first. He'll wheel it around to Gerhardt at the near half wall. Wranglers looking to get it out. Brahmas getting in the way, but Amarillo able to move out to center and blast it back down to Spicer. Emmons with it now. On the left wing, 3-on-3 developing as Emmons lifts it to the left side. Now drifting towards his right is Emerson Marshall. Will drive it around the net for Emmons. Sinclair there first, but not out on the clearing attempt. As Emmons from the left wing gets pinned up against the wall by Jacobson. Sinclair there to help out for the Wranglers, as is McGuire, and Amarillo gets it out to center. McGuire loses balance as a Brahma had impeded his way. Alislov with it to the middle for Jacobson, tries to drive towards the goal. Alislov there as well, but the Brahmas' Emmons is able to make the defensive stand. Now Peshek to the middle, Alislov a one-time try, and that is blocked as the Brahmas exit the zone. 13 minutes left in the second period. Puck up against the Wrangler end wall. Peshek with it now, over to Alislov. Now another board battle here on the near wing. Brahmas shake it free. Test to the left point. Shot there. Goes off a body and off the end wall to Serrato. Now in the neutral zone. Alislov gets tied up. Brahmas with it. Tess delays for Klassen a shot. Gerard the stop. Breyer feeling some heat. Loses it to Saxton Tess. Now Klassen enters on the left wing. Puck is poked away from him. Rizzo trying to slither down the left wing wall. Gets stood up at the red line. Serrato will flutter it towards Spicer, who keeps play moving with 12:04 left in the second. Hannes on the near half wall. Skates in and takes a shot. That goes wide from the line. Shot by Welburn. Misses the mark. Now Hedquist from the neutral zone. Pops it off the far wall down to Spicer behind his cage to play it. Wranglers on the forecheck, continuing to do good work as Hannes centers for Miller. And that one goes up into the air and out of the glove of Spicer. And the Brahmas just chuck it all the way down. Masick beats out the icing call. Hedquist and Welburn are there. Welburn from his knees, able to move the puck over to Miller. Skates into open space and has some time to think about his next move. They'll knock it off the stick of Hannes and in deep. Puck swirls around Spicer to the far corner. Cook skates away from the skirmish. Up ahead, he's got a pass to Bergstrom, right wing. He'll fan on a shot. And Sinclair picks up the free puck. Play starting to open up here in the second period. We're about close to the midway point of the period and the game. Goldberg forces a turnover in deep. Spinned up against the wall by Cook. Reinforcements coming as Resega enters the play. Bergstrom skates free. On the right wing, it's Pickenen. Back to Bergstrom. Gerard out to play it. Pokes the puck away. Gets it to Pipenen. As he motors down the right wing. Pipenen strong on the puck. Gets tangled up with a couple of Brahmas. And now here comes Pryor. Cuts towards the middle. Pryor shoots. And it goes off the stick of Sinclair and out of play. That stops time with 10:23 left in the second period. Well, we're seeing a lot of play in the transition game here in the second period, something that we didn't really see in yesterday's game. Both goaltenders making some acrobatic saves to keep their team in the game. Now draw it to the left of Gerard. As Serrato gets hauled down. Arm is raised. Wranglers are going back to the power play. Sal Serrato so shifty, able to create something out of nothing. Draws the penalty. Going to the box is Pryor. Tripping is the call. And the Wranglers will get their third crack at it on the man advantage. McGuire will take the draw with Alislov, Hannes, Serrato, and Gerhard. 4 forwards, 1 demon is Serrato. Gets it to the right point. Brahmas cluster up on the puck, and they're able to backhand it back into the Wrangler end for a clear. Brahmas forced a turnover. Set test to the middle, and Sassenbury's shot is blocked. Brahmas short-handed, creating a dangerous opportunity, but the Wranglers' defense able to get back in time. As Serrato with it. Drops it off at the red line for McGuire. In motion, he's got Gerhard. He's tripped up. Arm is raised. 5-on-3 coming up for the Wranglers. That's about as obvious as it gets. Now it's Eisenberg taking a seat. So it'll be a 5-on-3 for 123 for the Wranglers. And now, for either side, this is the best opportunity of the game. Draw to the left of Spicer. Morton to take the draw. Out there with Phillips and Rasega. 2 D-men are Sinclair and Jacobson stationed there as well. As the puck goes off the stick of Jacobson and out to the neutral zone. So Sinclair will enter on the right wing. Cut towards the middle. Bouncing puck simmered down by Lone Star as Masick gets a clear on the 5-on-3. Wranglers start their next charge. 55 seconds left on the 2-man advantage. Rasega enters, cuts towards the middle. Rasega to the goal, and he can't get a shot away. Emmons was there. Now the Brahmas wedge the Wranglers off the puck and get another clear. That's Masick again. He'll go to the bench. 38 seconds and counting left on the 5-on-3. Sinclair to Phillips at the left side. He'll charge down the wall. Phillips to his forehands. Banks it back up top, and miscommunication there for the Wranglers as Alislov thought he had a man behind him. He didn't, and the puck escaped the zone. Serrato works his way down the right wing. Banks it off the end wall to Alislov on the left side. Alislov gets tangled up by Rizzo. Hanna steps in with the puck. Gets it to Gerhard at the top of the left circle. 5-on-3 set to expire soon as Serrato steps in and shoots. And a glove save is made by Spicer with 1 second left on the 5-on-3. Wranglers still trying to make the most of this opportunity as Hannes will take the next draw to the left of Spicer against Charlie Masick. Hannes wins it. Serrato to McGuire, a one-time shot, and somehow Spicer makes a save on that opportunity. First penalty is expired. Wranglers on the man advantage for the next 25 seconds. It's a set play, and the Wranglers couldn't draw it up any better. It's just a great save by Spicer. Gerhard now with it over the red line. Pops it over to the left side and into the corner. Gerhard gets brought down. No call this time. Serrato at the left point. Delays to McGuire at the half wall. Back up top, Serrato to the right wing. Hannes settles down a bouncing puck. Back to Serrato, long toss. Spicer the save and the rebound. Boomerangs back to Hannes. We're back to even strength. Hannes to Alislav, and his shot misses. McGuire on his forehands is able to move away from the pressure at the end wall, and now Eisenberg strips Hannes of the puck. 2-on-1 here. Eisenberg to the middle, and that shot couldn't be taken by Tess. Brahmas still with it. Is Klassen up high for a drive that's blocked. Rizzo, the shot taker, is on the left side. It's Kumlin driving towards the net. 7 minutes left in the second as he works it from low to high. Rizzo, a shot, bouncing puck is gobbled up by Gerard with 6:56 left in the second period. Wranglers, they 5-on-3, unable to find the back of the net. Remains a scoreless game with 6:56 left in the second period. We'll step aside for a minute as this is the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Amarillo National Bank. Well, we are a little ways over the midway point in this game. 6:56 left in the second period. No score from NYTEX Sports Centre. The draw is to the right of Gerard. Wranglers with it. Goldberg feeling some heat. Angles it over towards the near side. Now puck battle ensues at the near half wall. That's still ongoing. There's a lot of Wranglers fans in attendance here. Got to see a little bit of action from the 10U's earlier today. Unfortunately, they fell 2-1 this afternoon. There's a lot of youth hockey being played here at NYTEX this weekend. Good to see Wrangler faithful making the trip. As on the right wing, got another puck battle here in that very same spot. Time dwindling down in the second. A little over 6 minutes here. Puck is finally jammed free. Exits the zone. Bergstrom over to the left side. Brahmas re-enter. They'll stash it down low. Working there is Kumlin against Wellburn. Behind Gerard. Puck is loose. Another board battle again. And taking a high stick was Goldberg. Checking his face. No penalty here. Wranglers with the puck. Get it to the left point, but it stays in. The Brahmas again pump it down low. Kerr on his forehand. Twisted up to the left point for Klassen. Back to Kerr. He'll knife his way to the middle. And a shot there goes wide as Kerr broke his stick on the shot attempt. Lone Star still with it. Rizzo from the high slot. Shot is blocked. Over in the far corner it goes. Now puck leaping towards Gerard. He's got an eye on it and a glove as well. He freezes with 5:14 left, and now we get a convergence over on the near side boards. And it looks like everybody's got a dance partner. Can't quite see who the biggest offender is. That's my blind spot, unfortunately, in this building. That's where I'm at. I'm right at the Brahma blue line on the near side. But it looks like out of all of that, no penalties to be had at this point. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any forthcoming. So with 5:14 left in the second period, draw beat to the right of Gerard, who hasn't seen a lot of action here in the second period. Just 2 shots against, but one of them really good opportunity for the Brahmas on a 2-on-1. Gerard was able to make the stop. Wranglers lead the shot count here in the second period, 6-2. So it'll be Sable up against Morton at the dot. Andrew Morton, 24 goals, 41 assists for 65 points last season in the CCHL. As in the neutral zone, it's Gerhard with it on the right wing. Backhand shot, Spicer makes the stop. Rebound comes to Morton. Over on the near side, Gerhard helping out. Puck battle here. Both teams looking to get possession. There's under 5 minutes left in the second. Puck squeaks free. It's Dobes over towards the left side, off the stick of Sable, and into the neutral zone. Piping it, takes a jab at it, gets it over the Brahma line. Lone Star reclaims possession as Dobes spins away from Morton. Now Cook has it, move it to the right wing for Tess. They'll slam it off the wall to Kamashak in the near corner. He's jockeying up against Sinclair. And now we get another board battle in that same spot. It's like 3 times in the last 2 minutes. You've had a board battle there. Fans urging for play to move on. It's not. Now, finally it does. Eisenberg slips it towards the middle. McGuire is there to have possession, but not for long. He's stripped of it by Sassenbury. They'll drop it off for Tess behind the net. Centering feed, broken up nicely by Alislov. Now Eisenberg from the right point. Takes a shot, it bounces off a body. Alislov has got it, pitches it up ahead, looking for McGuire. Stick gets in the way, he tries to bat it towards the goal. Unable to do so, but he hangs on to the puck. He'll try and drop it off for Alislov. Players come together in the far corner. Alislov has it. He'll drive towards the net, try and hammer it home. And Spicer makes the stop as the net comes off with 3:33 left in the second. Well, what a shift there for Alexander Alislov, who was really doing it all in that shift on both ends of the ice. That's what you call a 200-foot game. Made a couple good plays defensively, won some board battles, cut towards the net. Only thing missing was the score. Alislov had the first one in yesterday's contest. Wanted to try to do the same here tonight, but he'll head to the bench, and on comes the Hannes, Miller, and Phillips line. Serrato and Breyer, the 2 D-men. Off the draw, Wranglers trying to again drive towards the net, but Brahmas stand them up, and exiting is Pickanen. Up ahead, he's got Bergstrom. Bergstrom knifing towards the goal, and he scores. Leo Bergstrom gets the game's first goal, and it's Lone Star that leads 1-0. So we had to wait a while for the game's first goal, but now we've got it. Leo Bergstrom is the goal scorer. Swedish forward for Paido Rizzo. Across the line, he's got Klassen. He'll burrow his way down towards the far corner and feather it behind the net, looking for Masick. He's got him, although he's pinned up against the board by 2 Wranglers. With 2:45 left in the second. Puck goes to Kerr, tries to center it, goes off a couple of legs. High point, it's... Puck goes to Kerr, tries to center it, goes off a couple of legs. High point, it's Rizzo. And the Wranglers get in front of his shot attempt. And they're able to muscle the puck back. Hedquist with it. And we get a stoppage here, penalty coming up. As looked like there was Define Apollon. Gets called for a Define Apollon. Gets called for a slash with 2:26 left. A slash with 2:26 left in the second. Wranglers finally get a grasp on the puck and are able to deliver it all the way down to Spicer for a clear with 1:06 and counting left on the Brahma power play. Bergstrom gains the red line. Whistles it around towards the near side looking for Pickanen. Wrangler gets dumped down to the ice. That was Hedquist, but in the process, the Wranglers are able to get a clear and a partial change as well. As Goldberg comes on for Gerhard. Wellburn out there now as well. Eisenberg starts the next charge as Masick delivers it towards the left side for Emmons. Emmons goes behind the net on his forehand. We'll move it up top for Eisenberg. Now back to Emmons at the left point. Eisenberg at the right. Now to the middle. Masick can't rip a shot away as the pass flubbed off his stick and the Wranglers clear it down. Long pass off the mark. No icing as Masick catches up to the puck. Penalty's over. We're back to even strength. 25 seconds left in the second. Eisenberg at the right point. Banks it off the end wall to Kerr. Puck is tipped towards the near side where Capello dances around to his forehand. Still spinning. Capello evading Goldberg. And now Goldberg gets a stick on it. Alislov is there as well. They'll pitch it to the neutral zone. And that will do it for the second period. Through 2 periods of play, it's the Lone Star Brahmas 1 and the Wranglers nothing. Lone Star held to just 3 shots on goal in the second period, but they do score 1. The game's only goal belongs to Leo Bergstrom. Wranglers still looking for their first. They're going to need it in the third period if they want to come away with the win in enemy territory. Coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network, it'll be the second intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. We'll recap all the events of the first 2 periods, take a peek at our out-of-town scoreboard and see what is unfolding in the South Division today. One score already final at Greeley Ice House. We'll also take a look at what's to come in the third period here from NYTEX. All that coming up in just a few on the second intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network brought to you by Austin Hose. For those of you over on our side of things on NATV, here in the second intermission, team owner and president Austin Sutter is being interviewed over on the Brahmas feed. So if you want to go check that out, go move over to their feed and take a listen. We're unable to get the audio for you here on our side of things. So go take a listen and come back over when that's all said and done, back over to the away audio feed, and we'll have the second intermission report for you over there. It's the Brahmas 1 and the Wranglers nothing through 2 periods of play here at NYTEX Sports Centre. For those of you still with us here on the Wranglers Hockey Network, we're back for the second intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. It is the Brahmas with the slimmest of leads, 1-0 through 2 periods of play. Scoreless first period, 2 penalties against the Wranglers, 1 against the Brahmas in period number 1. Neither team was able to capitalize on their opportunities on the man advantage. And so we went to the second period, tied at a scoreless game. Through 1 period of play, the shot count was 13-9 in favor of the Wranglers. Now that count is up to 21-12 in favor of the Wranglers, but it is the Brahmas that gets the game's first goal, as it is Leo Bergstrom scoring with 3:22 left in the second period. He was flying down the right wing, created some separation between him and the defense, cut towards the goal, and was able to cash in for the score to make it a 1-0 game in favor of the Brahmas. Risto Pikkinen picks up the assist on that goal. That is given Lone Star the lead and the only goal so far of the night. So, Wranglers have some catching up to do here in the third period, and the Brahmas aren't going to make it easy on them. You know, from time to time that things can change, but Lone Star, a well-oiled machine under Dan Wildfong, when leading after 2 so far this season. They've done it 5 times. This is the 6th. Lone Star is 5-0 when leading after 2 periods of play. So, tall task for the Wranglers here in the third, but they're going to have to find a way if they want to come away with the victory. Something tells me you're going to need your big players to step up. Grayson Gerhardt has been held off the score sheet for a couple games now, playing in his hometown. Be a good time for him to light the lamp for the Wranglers. Andrew Morton, another fella that has been snake bitten here the last couple of games. He's playing with the red hot Corson McGuire on that line with Gerhardt. Maybe that line is able to combine for a goal for the Wranglers. I like the way that Crew Hannes, Jacob Miller, and Worley Phillips line is played. Looks like they're all due for a goal, especially Crew Hannes, who does some really good things offensively for the Wranglers here in this game. Like to see him get his first as a Wrangler here to tie up the game at 1 in the third. The Wranglers are going to need their big guys to show out here, though, in the third if they're going to take away a win here at NYTEX Sports Centre against the defending champs. Saw play open up a lot in the second period. A lot more room to roam as both teams really stretched the ice. Saw play move in transition. Morton had a breakaway against Spicer as he was shut down by the left pad of the Brahma netminder. Then the other way on the ensuing play, Lone Star gets a chance 2-0 against Gerard, and Gerard makes the stop there. So he did some really nice things there for the Wranglers in the second period. Wasn't called upon very often, as the shot count in the second period was 8-3 in favor of the Wranglers. But again, it is Lone Star that scores that goal, and the Wranglers find themselves behind in this game by just 1. And this is very well a game that the Wranglers could be leading in if you get a little bit more puck luck going your way. But a game like this where it's been pretty even on both sides in terms of scoring, not a whole lot for the Wranglers. But you look to a moment in the second period where things maybe turned in terms of momentum. You have to look at that 5-on-3 for the Wranglers. They had 1 minute and 23 seconds worth of power play time there that Lone Star was able to get the kill, and then later on, about 6 minutes later, the Brahmas scored their goal from Bergstrom. So I think about the way momentum moves in a hockey game. It's a lot like a roller coaster swinging from one side to the other. Well, the Brahmas kill off that 5-on-3. Wranglers come up empty-handed. And then later on in the period, the Brahmas score. So for the Wranglers, it's all about capitalizing on your opportunities when you have them. And unfortunately for them, they were unable to come up with a goal there in that situation. Brahmas have had 3 power plays. The Wranglers have had 4. Neither team has been able to score on the man advantage, although if you look at another way, that momentum shifted after the Bergstrom goal. Brahmas go to the power play. Wranglers killed that off to end the period. So that's some good vibes. That's some good juju moving into the third period for the Wranglers. We'll have to use that to their advantage heading into the third as they look to get on the board and tie this game up, as they look to take the second game at the 2-game set here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Just another reminder, Wranglers will play their first home game on October 25th They're off next weekend, and then the weekend after that, they'll head over to Shreveport for a 2-game set against the Mudbugs over at the Pond. You can watch those games on NATV or listen in on our YouTube audio feed. And then, of course, the home opener, October 25th. First game of a 3-game set. Very fun weekend in store. 25th home opener, Wranglers and Race Cars night. A lot of cool stuff going on the concourse. Rally towels are going to be handed out. Want to pack the bullpen, so get your tickets at panhandletickets.com. And we want to see you there for the Wranglers home opener as they take on the Colorado Grit. We'll step aside for a moment here on the second intermission report, and when we return, we will have our out-of-town scoreboard here from NYTEX. One score has already gone final. We'll take a peek at what's going on in the South Division, as there could be a shakeup in the standings by the end of the night. All that coming up in a few minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube, brought to you by Amarillo National Bank. Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre. Brahmas lead 1-0 in our game. We'll take a peek at what's going on here on a busy Saturday night in the North American Hockey League, as El Paso defeats Colorado 5-1 over at Greeley Ice House. Looks like Jacob Solano with a hat trick for the Rhinos lifts them to victory big time over the Colorado Grit. We're off to a rocky start in year number 2. They fall to 2-4, 2-1 on the season. We head over to the Pond in Shreveport, where the Wranglers will be in 2 weeks. Warriors taking on the Mudbugs, and it's Shreveport with the slimmest of leads there, just like in our game. 1-0 the score. 12-13 left in the third period in that game. It's Andre Perichka with the lone goal for Shreveport as the Mudbugs look to get back to 500. And over at American Bank Center, in the battle of the Ice Animals, Ice Wolves, Ice Rays, scoreless there. After 2 periods of play, no score between New Mexico and Corpus Christi. A handful of other games have gone final here in the North American Hockey League. If you want to check out those scores for yourself, head over to NAHL.com or download the app Get it on your phone. Check out those scores in real time and stay up to date with the North American Hockey League. Been a busy day here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Excuse me, a busy day at NYTEX Sports Centre. Some of the Wranglers youth clubs played earlier today. Got to see the 10U's play their game earlier this afternoon. Unfortunately, they fell 2-1, but they're looking pretty good. They got some speedsters on that team, some really good skaters playing on their squad. Fun to watch. Wranglers trying to pick up a win here today against the Lone Star Brahmas, the defending champions. A lot of Wrangler fans in the house because of the youth squads playing. A lot of them are stationed back under the mural that says "Welcome to Brahma Land" in the stands up high there. And it's always good to see Wrangler faithful making the trip to wherever we go on the road. And thankfully, this road trip is close to coming to a close. Wranglers impressively have gone 6-2 so far on the road trip, so they've already secured a winning record on this 11-game road trip that included the North American Hockey League Showcase. And it'll continue in Shreveport 2 weeks from now. Wranglers will get a rest week next week before they head over to the Swamp to take on the Mudbugs, and that's the road ahead for the Wranglers. For the Brahmas, they won't see the Wranglers again until November 15th and 16th in this building. First 4 games of the season series are played under this roof, and then the next 4 over at the Budweiser Bullpen. First time those two teams will meet in Amarillo will be for a one-night stand on December 27th before a 3-game set in March to round out the season series. So these two teams will meet each other a lot, and we saw when these two teams met that many times last season, blood really boiled over, and there was a lot of nastiness. And I think we're going to see that in the third period here in this game. For the Wranglers, it's just about climbing back into the game, and they've had it. They've really been a step ahead of the Brahmas all night long. You look at the shot count, 21-12. That's over the Brahmas' average for an entire game in shots against through 2 periods. So the Wranglers are doing all the right things, but they find themselves down by 1. And all it takes is one shot, one bounce to go your way, and all of a sudden it's a tie game, and the Wranglers have all the momentum. So I think it's going to come down to a dirty goal. I've been saying that for the last couple of periods. I'm going to stick to it. I think it's going to be one of those scrambles out in the crease. I think it's going to be deflection. You got to get traffic out in front of Spicer. That's how you beat him. The Brahmas historically have had good netminders. Last year it was Jack Winicky and Dees Rolovs. This year it's Jack Spicer. We've always got a good guy in net, and you got to make it difficult on him. You got to make life tough. So for the Wranglers, go down, get dirty, go get a gritty goal, and tie this thing up at 1 here in the third period. That'll do it for the second intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. Brahmas lead the Wranglers 1-0. We'll be back for the start of the third period in just a few. Thank you for tuning into the second intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. We got a tight one here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Wranglers and the Brahmas heading into the third. Lone Star with a 1-0 lead. They will skate from right to left wearing white. Wranglers in blue skating from left to right as you see it on NATV. We'll paint a picture for your mind's eye here on our audio feed. Good news for the Wranglers. 1-goal game. Well, that's their bread and butter so far this season. The Wranglers in 1-goal games have a record of 4-0. Can they grind out another gritty win here against the defending champs? We are about to find out. Brahmas and the Wranglers heading into the third period. Amarillo leads the shot count 21-12. Wranglers outshot the Brahmas 8-3 in the second period, but it was Lone Star's Leo Bergstrom getting the only goal of the contest so far that has the Wranglers on the outside looking in, looking to tie this game up at 1 apiece here in the third. And the longer that this game stays a Lone Star lead, of course, the more that benefits the Brahmas, but for the Wranglers, you got to get this next goal and you got to get it quick. Lone Star is a team that you don't want to play from behind against. Wranglers need to tie this thing up as quickly as possible. Dan Wildfong's crew will be on high alert to play some tight defense, keep things to the outside, and especially when they can, deep in the Wranglers zone. As we get a false start to open the third period. Going at it were Phillips and Kamashok off the draw. We'll keep an eye on those two as the puck is dropped a second time, and now we're underway for the third period here from North Richland Hills. I'm Guy Chiarenza. Wranglers looking to tie the game up here in the third as lofted out to the neutral zone off the stick of Hannes. Into the Brahma end it goes as Lone Star gets possession. Kamashok at the red line. Swings it over to the left side looking for Sable. Wranglers get in front of it as Pipinen deals it over to Hannes. Now Sinclair off the stick of Phillips and in deep. Eisenberg chops it over to Phillips in the near corner. Players converge. Lone Star is able to weasel it over towards the far corner. Now back around behind the net. It's Charlie Emmons. Long pass off the stick of Tess and down to Gerard. Behind his cage, he plays it. Reverses it back towards the near side where Masick is waiting. The backhand around Klassen, but 3 Brahmas were there. He loses the puck, and Serrato and company able to muscle into the Brahmas zone. They get stood up, and so back it goes to Ashton Breyer between the 2 circles of his own end. Serrato off the stick of Breyer. Make that Davis in front of the Brahma bench. Davis able to escape from the traffic pileup. Resega moving in stride towards the net, gets hauled down and shoved down. Wranglers keep possession as Wellburn moves it from high to low in the near corner. Now Goldberg with it. Tries to fling it towards the middle, goes off a stick. Wranglers settle it down in the near circle. That's Resega. Behind the net he goes on his backhand. It's pinned up against the far wall. Far corner wall by Rizzo, and now Rizzo drags down Resega to the ground. No penalty still. Resega back up on his feet. Man, is he tough on this play. He's still got the puck. Goldberg helping out. And now Goldberg from his knees gets pinned up against the far half wall by Masick, and the Brahmas jam the puck free, get it out to center. And now a hit is thrown on Kerr, and now a penalty's coming up against the Wranglers. 2:15 into the third. Hedquist is going to take a seat, and the Brahmas will go to the power play for the 4th time tonight. Interference the call. So the Brahmas, who have been 0 for 3 on the power play so far tonight, go back to work. From the far corner, Breyer has it. Banks it off a stick to the line. It's held in by Tess. Flagged out of the air by Morton. And getting the job done is Gerhard to clear in the opening stages of the Brahmas' 4th power play. Tess over the red line. Pitches it off to Bergstrom. And deep into the far corner of the Wranglers zone. They'll move it to Pickenin and up the wall to the line for Klassen. On the left side, Kumlin a shot. Gerard the stop. Rebound comes to Bergstrom, and now crashing the crease was Tess as he went right into Gerard. And that stops time at 2:59 into the third. 1:17 left on the Lone Star power play. Draw to the left of Gerard. Gerhard against Masick. Gerhard able to muscle the puck away, can't pelt it out. It goes off the body of Capello and stays in. Lone Star slams it down towards the near corner where Kerr's got it. And now a pass is intercepted by Gerhard, 2-on-2 developing, although Gerhard smartly backtracks to kill more time off the penalty. And now the Wranglers will clear. Sinclair to Breyer. Wranglers again with it in their own end. Now Breyer will pump it all the way down by Spicer for another Wrangler clear. So this penalty kill has been really good for the Wranglers so far tonight. And they're on their way to getting another kill, but I'm going to speak too soon. Still 30 seconds left. Evans entering on the left side. Spins away from McGuire, but not for long. As Corson McGuire is able to get a stick on it, and the puck is launched all the way back below the Brahma goal line. And on the forecheck on the penalty kill is a Wrangler who's and that's Alislov doing the work. Got caught up by a couple of Brahmas, couldn't see who it was there. Now it's Masick. Penalty is over, we're back to even strength. Delays to Klassen. Centering feed goes off a stick and into the neutral zone. Miller collects the loose puck. Springs it over to Welburn, and the 6'9" D-men passes it over to Serrato, although it's a little too far in front of him. Bouncing puck of the Wrangler blue line, collected by Sable. Off balance, is able to work it from low to high. Now at the left point, it's Klassen. A drive, and that one goes wide. Momentum carries the puck all the way back into the Brahma end. And they'll heave it off a stick. It'll be collected by Sinclair. Will Sinclair, the former Pueblo Bull, has a pass intercepted in the neutral zone. That's Tess. He'll deal it around towards the right corner. Wranglers step in front of it, and now it's Jacob Miller going the other way. The New York native cycles back to the red line. Looks to enter Brahma territory, but he gets stood up by Tess. Hannes keeps a hold on the puck for Miller, and now Wranglers dart it back down to Spicer. On the right wing, Pickenin. In a battle with Sinclair, fishes the puck free for Lone Star. Cross-ice pass connects. Moving in are the Brahmas, and that's Kumlin. Can't get a shot away. Wranglers' defense was there. And now the Wranglers move in transition. Right side, Phillips, toe drag. Going to get it back to his stick. Goldberg is there. Big hit on Bergstrom, and that draws a penalty against Goldberg, and the Brahmas are going back to the power play for the 5th time tonight. Goldberg trying to argue his case. But he's going to need a better lawyer. He'll take a seat. 2 minutes for cross-checking. So just about 3 minutes after the Wranglers kill the first penalty of the third period, Brahmas go back to the power play. So it's Gerhard, Morton, Breyer, and Welburn as the penalty killers for the Wranglers, as Gerhard wins the ensuing draw, but the Brahmas is able to swipe the puck back into their possession. Capello from the far corner Connects with Masick at the half wall. Tries to snap it towards the middle. It goes off a stick. And back to Masick on the near side. Twirls it across, and a one-time shot by Capello is shut down by Gerard. Now at the left point, Emmons deals it away from Gerhard to Masick. A button hook at the left circle. Gets it back to Emmons from the point. Slides it along the wall in deep to Kerr. Rolburn is there defensively. 1:22 left on the Brahma power play. Coming away from the pile is Morton. He's able to slip it up to Gerhard. He'll gain his own blue line and fling it back down for a Wrangler clear. And they'll get a wholesale change, as well. Rizzo on the exit. Brahmas enter on the right wing. As a centering feed, it goes off the pad of Gerard. Coming from Kumlin. Now at the left point, Klassen holds it in, and he turns it over. Pass is intercepted by McGuire. On the left wing he goes, in deep, into Brahma territory, behind the net, trying to keep a handle on it, but rolls off his stick, but he did kill off a lot of time there. 35 seconds left on the Brahma power play as Tess re-enters. Holds up as his reinforcements enter the zone, gets it to Pickin at the line. Now at the left point, it's Klassen. August Klassen down the wall to Kumlin. Back to Klassen. Beneath the circle to Kumlin. Centering feed, broken up nicely by Hedquist, and out to the neutral zone. Alislov picks it up. He charges forward. Brahmas catch up defensively, although an arm is raised, and the Wranglers have drawn a penalty. So the hard work by Alislov pays off with 7 seconds left on the penalty to Goldberg. Klassen goes to the box and will play 4-on-4 for 7 seconds. And then the Wranglers will have 1 minute and 53 seconds of power play time to work with, all with 12:16 left in the third. Draw to the left of Spicer on the near circle. Morton take it with Resega, Phillips, and Sinclair. Holding is the call against Klassen. Wranglers keep it in. Morton from the high slot rips a shot wide, stays in the zone. Centering feed goes off a stick and into the near corner. Now the Brahmas hastily bang it off a stick, off the rafters, and into the stands, where some fans going to come away with a souvenir. So, first penalty is over. Goldberg out of the box. Wranglers now on the power play. 1:44 left on that, with 11:59 left in the third. Neutral zone draw here. Morton with Phillips, Resega, Sinclair, and Jacobson, as the Wranglers look to tie up the game. Jacobson pounds it in on Spicer, makes a blocker save. Puck boomerangs back to the neutral zone where it's fielded by Morton. He will backpedal into his own end, drop it off for Sinclair. He will start the next Wrangler breakout. Sinclair off the left wing wall, down to Spicer, who's out to play it. He'll turn it over in the near corner. Phillips is there, but he gets pinned up against the wall. Wranglers shake it free, but the pass from low to high, too hot for Morton to handle, and so he'll have to regroup in the neutral zone. Morton streaking down the left wing to the goal. He shoots, and that one goes into the netting. Spicer might have gotten a piece of it. Stops time with 11:17 left in the third. 1:02 left on the Wrangler power play. Good shift there for Andrew Morton, driving towards the net. Just unable to tickle the twine there and tie up the game. But he had the right idea. Faceoff comes out of the zone in front of the Brahma bench. McGuire wins it, gets it to Serrato as the other power play unit comes on for the Wranglers. McGuire with it. Backpedals to Serrato. And he will move up to the neutral zone. Serrato cuts towards the middle. Directs it towards the right side for Hannes. Will wheel it around to the left wing for Gerhard. Back around it goes to the right wing for Hannes. Kumlin crashing in on him. Wranglers trying to keep the puck, but they can't. Kumlin's able to knock it out to the neutral zone, where Ellison will pick it up. Gerhard over the center ice logo. Paddles it behind Spicer, meaning it is Gerhard himself, who's in hot pursuit, but pass from low to high again offline, and the Wranglers have to regroup. Just 5 seconds left on the power play. Hannes on the left wing, pass is broken up. The Brahmas get the clear, and we're back to even strength. Hannes to Alislov on the next breakout. Back to Hannes, left wing. Hannes shoots, and that's stopped by Spicer. Rebound comes to Masick. He'll lift it into the air, settles down for Sable, and the Brahmas go the other way. Sable to the middle, and the pass was behind Kamashok. McGuire there to break it up as well as the puck rolls in on Gerard, who freezes. Now afterwards, bad blood. Goldberg is there. Looks like McGuire as well as his helmet's come off. Kamashok in the thick of it for Lone Star, as is Vladimir Sable. Looks like McGuire's going to the box, as is Sable, and again behind the play, more stuff happening. Eisenberg is there. Emmons is also there for Lone Star. And so a couple fans pull out their phones to get some videos of the action. And our three-man officiating crew is going to try and separate the two rivals. So now Kamashok and Hannes go to the box. And we got a lot to be sorted out here. And now another Brahma takes a seat. That's Pryor. So for those of you counting at home, that's 3 Brahmas in the box, 2 Wranglers as it stands. And that's all for now. Now Kamashok out of the box. He will go back to the bench. So now 2 Wranglers, 2 Brahmas in there. 9:50 left in the third. As Mr. Wolford and his crew has some sorting out to do, but it looks like we're going to stay 5-on-5. Phillips, the Wranglers representative, talking things over. Eisenberg for Lone Star. So Sable and McGuire in the box, along with Hannes and Pryor. So Sable, Pryor, the 2 Brahmas in the box. Hannes and McGuire, the 2 for the Wranglers. Looks like those penalties will offset, and we will continue to play 5-on-5. Face-off coming in front of the Wrangler bench. So Hannes and McGuire get roughing. Sable and Pryor. Sable gets roughing and Pryor gets slashing. Those all offset. We play 5-on-5. Resega slaps it off the end wall for Morton. Puck comes bouncing back to the left side. Pipe it in from the point. Takes a shot. Save is made by Spicer. And now a shot from Gerhard whistles wide in and out of the slot. Wranglers on the attack here as Gerhard dips behind the net on his forehand, moves it from low to high to Serrato. His shot clambers off the end wall, diagonally to the left wing for Pipinen. In the far corner, Brahmas looking to get possession back. Puck is pinned up against the end wall, and now shaken free by Pipinen. Up top is Morton. He'll step in and shoot. It's blocked. Blocking that for Lone Star was Bergstrom, the game's only goal scorer. Klassen off his own end, wall to Rizzo. Morton on the forecheck, as is Serrato. Wranglers get a partial change as Morton comes off. Jacobson comes on. Meanwhile, Klassen over the red line. Now the blue to Masick. Look to return it to Klassen in the middle. Pass was offline. The Brahmas just knocking around towards the near wing. 8:23 left in the third. Jacobson gains the red line. He'll pound it in. Spicer out to play it. Sees a Wrangler incoming. That was Jacobson. Turns it over to Pesek. And his shot is stopped by Spicer. Wranglers crash to the net on the rebound. Light comes on. Wranglers think they score. And they do. Wranglers tie it up as they crash the crease. It's Carl Jacobson tying the game up at 1. Jacobson doesn't even have his stick right now, but he's fired up, and we're deadlocked at 1. Unbelievable. Carl Jacobson would not be denied, and the Wranglers, with a strong force of will, have tied the game up at 1. We're going to talk this over. The initial indicator from the referee was a good goal. First it was the light that came on, then the signal, good goal, and now they're going to talk this over at the scorer's table. But because the call on the ice was a good goal, they're going to have to find a way to overturn that. So there is a video replay system in every rink in the North American Hockey League, but those are usually used to determine whether or not the puck actually crossed the goal line. I'm not quite sure if you can use those to challenge goaltender interference. And I'm sure Dan Wildfong and his assistant, Logan Murphy, are taking a good long look at the iPad to see if they want to challenge this or not. And it looks like our officials are taking a look at the iPad at the scorer's table. So a lot happening here. Looked like the puck crossed the goal line. And so I think what it comes down to is if this is going to be goalie interference or not. But again, the initial indicator from the referee, the call on the ice, was a good goal. So they're going to have to find conclusive evidence to overturn that. Otherwise, the goal will stand. And with 8:10 left in the third period, this is a critical moment in the game. I mean, this is huge. As you got a couple fans peeking over the glass behind the scorer's table, trying to take a peek at what's going on there. I don't get any replays on my end, but I believe those of you on NATV are getting one as well. As we're about to get the official call here, and it's a goal! The Wranglers have tied it up at 1. Brahma fans are up in arms, but Amarillo, with sheer determination, power, and will, have tied it up at 1. Carl Jacobson from Andre Pesek makes it a tie game. Andre Pesek gets his first point as a Wrangler on the assist. He's the one who took the initial shot. Jacobson and company crashed the crease. And for Carl Jacobson, he now has his second goal as a Wrangler. And has now points in back-to-back games after assisting on Alislav's goal yesterday. So, all tied up at 1. It's a brand new game. Brahmas looking to turn the tide as here they come. And Gerard makes a stop as Lone Star was looking to quickly get their lead back. And he'll hang on with 7:58 left in the third. Carl Jacobson, the most recent goal scorer from Andre Pesek, to make it a tie game at 1 apiece from the shoebox. We'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network, presented by Amarillo National Bank. Not a lot of shots taken so far in the third period with 7:58 left in regulation. Only 4 for the Wranglers, 3 for the Brahmas, but the important thing is that one of them for Amarillo found the back of the net. Carl Jacobson has his second of the season. That has tied us up at 1. And a brand new game. Wranglers looking to now take the lead as Eisenberg stations behind Spicer. Wanted to have some time to think things over, but Resega, making life difficult, forces the Brahmas out to the neutral zone. Puck rolls back in on Spicer. He'll leave it for Eisenberg. As the Brahmas look to get to work on the left wing, Wranglers stand them up. Puck boomerangs to Capello. He tries to split the D, and Amarillo's defense stands tall. They'll direct him into the near corner, and the puck is jolted back out to center, down towards Spicer. Gerhard on the forecheck trying to get there first, but Lone Star hangs on, and they'll roll back out again as it's Capello on the left wing. Delays for Masick, back to Capello, and his centering feed is broken up by the Wranglers. One too many passes there for Lone Star as they lost a handle on the puck on the final sequence. Now the Brahmas back in on the right side. Dan Wildfong's crew working hard to try and get their lead back as Bergstrom, the only Lone Star goal scorer, has it in the far corner. Gets tangled up with Hayden Hedquist, who is there defensively. Players meet each other in the far corner for a board battle with 6:30 left in the third. Seems like a lot in this league that referees are very hesitant to blow the whistle in one of those board battles. This again being one of those cases as it finally squeaks free. In the near corner, Pesek comes away with the puck. Earned his first point as a Wrangler on the Jacobson goal as he took the initial shot, in which Jacobson crashed the crease and pumped the puck in. Jacobson out there on the line with Pesek and Alislov right now. Wellburn to Hedquist on the Wranglers' zone ends. They look to break out. Wellburn passes intercepted by Marshall. Wranglers back on it defensively as Hedquist was there to bottle him up at the blue line. So it looked like Lone Star was going to go the other way. Now it's Wellburn up ahead, off the stick of Phillips, and down beneath the Brahma goal line. Klassen gets there first. Wheels it around to the far side. Gerhard can't keep it in. Now here comes Marshall streaking down the right wing. He'll hold up, look for a trailer. Gerhard gets back into the play, gets a stick on it. Wranglers trying to shake it free. Brahmas driving towards the goal, and Amarillo able to punch the puck back out to the neutral zone. Miller checks Rizzo right in front of the Brahmas bench. Looks like Wranglers are offside on that play with 5:14 left in the third. We're all knotted up at 1. Shot count 25-15 in favor of the road team, the Amarillo Wranglers. What a treat this game has been. Low scoring affair. If you're a big fan of defense, good goaltending, this one's for you. Draw and throw on the Brahmas bench. Goldberg take it against Masick. And Goldberg able to muscle a face-off win in the Wranglers' favor. Sinclair lofts it into the Brahmas zone. Goldberg behind Spicer. Swats it over to the near corner. Resega wanted to play it back to Goldberg. Masick gets in the way, and a check is thrown behind the goal line. Davis gets there. Play moves over to the far corner. Davis and Goldberg jockeying for the puck there. Wranglers keep a hand on it, but the Brahmas are able to slip it out to the neutral zone. Sinclair pelts it back down behind Spicer as the Wranglers get a change behind the play. We're into the final 5 minutes of the third period, brought to you by Street Toyota, as the Wranglers look to take the lead here late after Jacobson tied it. Puck rolls into the Brahmas zone. Morton hustling there on the forecheck. McGuire right behind him. Brahmas get it out to the neutral zone. It's at the red line receiving the pass is Pikkinen. He turns the puck over, but hand pass called with 4:11 left in the third as McGuire was there to retrieve the puck. Well, if we're headed there, Wranglers have played 2 overtime games so far this season. The first on opening night that ended up going to a shootout where they beat the Oklahoma Warriors. And then, of course, everybody heard about the buzzer beater from Sal Serrato in Colorado And the Wranglers won in Greeley. We still got about 4 minutes until we get to that scenario. As Kamashok races after a puck on the right wing, Wranglers beat him out to it. That's Ashton Breyer getting the job done. Puck swirls to the left point. It's held in by Klassen. He'll pitch it over to the right wing. Now behind the net, it's Sable working against Morton. Andrew Morton able to knock it up to Gerhard. And from the red line, we'll just wind it in and go to the bench as the Wranglers get a change. Now here comes that import line. Alislav, Pesek, and Jacobson. They combined for the Wranglers' only goal to this point as Rizzo knifes his way into the Wranglers' zone. In the right corner, blasted around towards the near wall, met by Capello. Cycles up to the line, it's kicked away! Daniel Resega on the right wing has it. Enters to the middle, and looking for Alislav, and the pass was just off the mark, but the Wranglers keep it in, and now it's punched away! Owen Kerr on a breakaway, with Gerard to beat, and Gerard makes the save! What a stop by Charles Antoine Gerard. He comes up clutch as Owen Kerr was one-on-one with the Wranglers netminder, and it stays a 1-1 game with 3:05 left in the third. My goodness, what action we have had here in the third period. Another nail-biter here for the Wranglers. Can they come away with the win? Draw to the left of Gerard. He's played phenomenal tonight for Amarillo. Brahmas win the faceoff. Emerson moves it to the right circle. The Brahmas pound it behind Gerard. Serrato gets a grasp on it, deals it over to Breyer. Long toss on the money for Phillips. Was looking for Hannes up ahead. Brahmas step in front and return it to the Wrangler defense. Serrato has it. To Hannes at the red line. In the middle, it's Miller. Puck bounces towards the near wall. Hannes to Serrato, right circle. Shot, shoulder save by Spicer. And on the rebound, the Brahmas get it out to the neutral zone. Carrying it was Marshall. And Wranglers have a pocket pick. That's Tess snapping a shot off a leg and wide. Centering feed from the Brahmas goes in and out the other side. Rizzo from the right wall drops it off for Kamashok. Long toss off a leg and wide in the far corner. Wranglers sweep it over to the near wall where Klassen gets a grasp on it. He'll feather it over into the far corner. Brahmas from low to high at the line. Rizzo shoots. Gerard eats that up as he eats it for dinner with 1:50 left in the third and hangs on for a stoppage. Well, this game, while it hasn't had a lot of goals, has been more fun than a barrel full of monkeys. And something tells me we're not done yet. 1:50 left in regulation, but we could have overtime in store. Incoming draw to the right of Gerard. Morton with McGuire, Resega, Sinclair, and Hedquist will win the draw. Hedquist blasts it out to the neutral zone off a stick and in deep. McGuire giving chase, but Klassen gets there first. It's an icing on the Wranglers with 1:43 left in regulation. For those of you watching on NATV that just saw Shreveport defeat Oklahoma 2-1 in overtime, we welcome you to the Shoebox, where this one has been a treat. Wranglers and Brahmas tied up at 1. Carl Jacobson, the most recent goal to get us there. McGuire from the near wall. Plays it up ahead, and he was looking for a home run pass to Gerhard. Off the mark, Gerhard catches up to it on the forecheck. From the left wing, puck is pitched below the goal line. Brahmas with it, Capello. In the near corner, turns it over. McGuire centering feed. And that one just off the mark to Morton. Now here come the Brahmas. Capello on the left wing, drops it off for Klassen. Down low, it's Masick, centering feed. Kerr is there, and the shot is blocked. Wranglers with it with 1 minute to go. McGuire from the red line pounds it towards Spicer, and he will cover up with 53.8 left in the third. Well, McGuire scored a late goal against the Maryland Black Bears to give the Wranglers the lead and the win with 13 seconds left in that game. And from the red line, figured, hey, why not? Try it again. Hammered one towards Spicer. He saw it, stopped it, and covered with 53.8 on the clock. Jacobson with Alislov, Resega, Serrato, and Breyer. Sees the faceoff go behind Spicer. Brahmas jolted out to the line, held in by Jacobson. To the right circle, Resega has it. Tries to move it to the slot, but gloved off his stick, and the Brahmas turn up ice. Saxton Tess flags it down, and the Brahmas are offside on the entry. 37.5 to go. A lot of Wrangler Nation watching on here from NYTEX Sports Centre. Youth teams got some action in here this afternoon. They'll play again a couple games tomorrow. A lot of little Wranglers watching in attendance, hoping that their team comes away with a win. Draw in front of the Wranglers bench. Won by Kamashok. Eisenberg from the neutral zone. He'll catapult it in. It goes around to the near side. Morton levels it out to the neutral zone and into Brahma territory. No icing as Emmons gets there first. He'll skate by McGuire on the forecheck as Emmons banks it off his own wall in front of his bench. Looking up ahead. Wranglers get a stick on it and return it to the Brahma defense. 11 seconds to go. Long pass goes to Serrato. He'll heave it up ahead. Glove down by Phillips. Doesn't have enough time to turn up ice. Brahmas get it to the neutral zone, and we are headed to overtime. 60 minutes, not enough for these South Division rivals. And we'll see what OT has in store. Low scoring affair, but not for the lack of action, and certainly not for the faint of heart. No scoring in the first period. In the second period, Leo Bergstrom with 3:22 left in that period opens the scoring for the game and for the Brahmas. And then here in the third period, Carl Jacobson gets the game-tying goal for the Wranglers. 11:49 into the third. And we've been tied ever since. And to overtime we go. Charles Antoine Girard, in his second start as a Wrangler, has been electric. A big stop on a breakaway on Owen Kerr late in the period has kept the game tied as Lone Star was pushing for the go-ahead goal. To this point, Girard has stopped 16 of 17. Jack Spicer, 26 of 27. So we'll see who Taylor Harnett starts out here in overtime. If the guys on the ice are any indicator, could be Serrato, Morton, McGuire, or Phillips. Phillips now jumps into the bench, so looks like it'll be Serrato, Morton, and McGuire to kick things off in overtime. Looks like there was a mix-up between the two goalies. They thought they were supposed to switch nets. They weren't, and so still it will be Girard to our left, Spicer to our right. Wranglers will skate from left to right, Brahmas from right to left. So, Morton, Serrato, Gerhard, the trio for the Wranglers. Both teams have picked up a point here tonight. The Wranglers, at the moment, they're tied with Corpus Christi at the top of the South Division. Brahmas 2 points behind. Who will get the extra point? We're about to find out here from NYTEX Sports Centre. North Richland Hills, Texas. Guy Chiarenza here for tonight's action in what has been a good one. Gerhard in his hometown. Does he have a magic moment in him? Morton to take the draw. Serrato, who's been electric, scored the overtime winner against Colorado. Masick, Kerr, and Emmons, the trio for Lone Star, as they win the opening draw of overtime. Emmons behind the net. We'll get a lay of the land and see what unfolds. So leave it for Kerr. He motors down the left wing. Stretch pass intercepted by Serrato at the red line, and the Wranglers have possession. Morton on the right wing. Delays for Gerhard. He'll walk the line. Dish it to Serrato in the near corner. Sal Serrato reverses it back to Gerhard on the near side. Gets pinned up against the near wall by Kerr. Masick joining the fray. Morton as well as Gerhard able to squeak the puck free. Will drift out to the neutral zone as the Wranglers get a personnel change. On comes Jacobson. On comes Sinclair. Gerhard waiting behind the net. Will leave it for Sinclair. And now head to the bench himself as Alislov comes on. Jacobson, quick pass to Sinclair. Picking it on the forecheck. Putting some pressure on Sinclair as the Colorado native connects with Alislov. Here comes the Swede. Alislov down the left wing. It's bottled up by Klassen and directed to the far side boards. Alislov hanging on, trying to squeak away from the pressure. Exchanges with Sinclair. Centering feed is picked off by the Brahmas. Now charging up ahead is Saxton Tess. Jacobson on defense, and a shot is taken by Tess and stopped by Gerard. 3:21 left in overtime. As it was the Brahmas that opened with possession. Wranglers who got it, had it for quite some time. And then Lone Star moving in transition the other way to get that latest opportunity. As Tess knifed his way towards the middle and took a shot on Gerard that hit him right in the center logo. A draw on the near circle of the Wranglers zone. McGuire with Serrato and Rasega, the Wrangler trio. McGuire wins it. Stepping in to claim the puck is Kamashok. Will rotate to the far wall. Exchange with Emmons. Will cut behind the net, working against Rasega. Emmons on his forehand. Was back behind the net. Now in the near corner, Rasega doing a nice job of staying with his man defensively. Keeps along the wall and forces a steal. Pitches it up to McGuire, but he loses his balance. And Capello keeps the puck for Lone Star. Although Rasega has something to say about it, he creates a steal. Rasega with it. Up to Serrato, and he will retreat to the neutral zone as the Wranglers get a personnel change. What a shift there from Daniel Rasega, the former junior Coyote, making a statement on that last shift, defensively and offensively. What can't he do? Miller into the neutral zone, gains the red line, now Brahma blue. Left wing to the middle, and the pass is intercepted by the Brahmas. 2-on-1 the other way. Serrato, the only man back, as Masick has it with Capello. Masick shoots, and he skies it into the netting for a stoppage with 2:14 left in overtime. Ooh, take a breather. We're not done yet. This has been a roller coaster of a game. For the longest time, no scoring. Then each team got a goal. Brahmas in the second, Wranglers in the third. And in overtime, it's been back and forth. But we still play on. Draw to the left of Gerard. Brahmas win it. Klassen fumbles it at the blue line, regains possession in the neutral zone, and backtracks as Gerhard's out on the forecheck, paired with Morton and Pipinen. 2 minutes left in overtime. Kerr charges down the right wing, working against Morton. Goes behind the net. Kerr tries to work it back up to Klassen. Gerhard gets a stick on it, forces Klassen out to the neutral zone, now creates a turnover, and the Wranglers get possession. The hard work by Gerhard pays off. He cuts his way through the neutral zone on the left wing, gets taken down. No penalty as the Brahmas get possession. Puck battle in the far corner. Wranglers try and rip it away, but Masick hangs on with 1:27 left in overtime. Both teams get a change. As on comes Alislav and Jacobson, the two Swedes, with Serrato as the D-man. Saxton Tess now. Glides down the left wing, working against Serrato. Tess around the net to the far side. Now into the high slot on his forehand. Tess gets it knocked away by Serrato and reclaims possession at the blue line. Serrato still trying to muscle the puck away. The Brahmas keep it and get a whistle with 48.5 seconds left. And it's for an offside. Fans wanted a penalty. None to be had. Brahmas offside on the re-entry. And Sal Serrato, not the biggest guy in the world, but man, is he strong. Gerhard with Morton to take the draw. Serrato will stay out there. Serrato off the draw, has it. Over his own blue line, now center red. Serrato darts right down Broadway. Drifts towards his right and goes back to the neutral zone. Pryor nipping at his heels. He'll fling it to the left side. Gerhard drives towards the goal. Gerhard shoots and Spicer stops it with 28.9 on the clock. And again, fresh Wranglers come on. It's Jacobson, McGuire. It looks like Serrato's going to stay. Draw to the right of Spicer, and then we get a timeout called. It's Taylor Harnett calling the timeout, giving his guys a breather with 28.9 seconds left in overtime. Well, this has been a thriller of a game. Seems like every time we suit up here for a game on the Wranglers Hockey Network, it's always a thriller. And this one no different. NYTEX Sports Centre, no scoring in the first period. In the second period, it's Leo Bergstrom, about 3 minutes to go in the second, scoring for the Brahmas. And then in the third period, Carl Jacobson, little over 11 minutes into the period, crashes the net, cashes in for the goal, ties us up at 1. And to overtime we went, and has been back and forth. Charles Antoine Girard with a handful of massive saves here tonight. He's been spectacular. Going up against Jack Spicer. Shot count 28-19 in favor of the Wranglers. Shots in overtime. And they say 1-0 in favor of Lone Star. Not sure how accurate that is, but in the meantime, draw to the right of Spicer, far circle of the Brahmas zone. Gerhard, McGuire, Morton, the trio for the Wranglers. Masick, Emmons, and Tess for Lone Star. Lone Star wins the draw. The Brahmas have it as Emmons wheels out to the left side. Morton on the forecheck forces him back behind his own net. Charlie Emmons will leave it for Tess as they throw a reverse play to the left wing. Tess goes down. Wranglers have the puck in the neutral zone. 12 seconds to go. Gerhard on the left wing shoots, and it's fought off by Spicer. Long toss for the Brahmas. In the waning moments of overtime, it's Masick, and he misses wide, and we're going to the shootouts. So the Brahmas with a chance to win it in the dying seconds of overtime, and they miss the net. Wranglers catch a break there, and for the second time this year, we're going to the shootouts. So overtime not enough, regulation not enough. Buckle up, buddy. We got a shootout coming up. Hang on to your hats. Wranglers and Brahmas headed to a shootout. So it starts with 3 rounds. If nobody has the edge after 3, keep adding them on until somebody eventually has the edge and wins. Last time the Wranglers were involved in a shootout game, the season opener at Blazers Ice Center in Oklahoma, where the Wranglers won 2-1 in the shootouts. Daniel Resega gets the call as the first man in the shootout. Resega, lefty shooter. He gets his number called to shoot first for the Wranglers. He's had a great game so far. Resega picks it up, meanders to the left side. Cuts in, Resega, backhand shot off the post and stays out. The iron unkind to Daniel Resega as the Brahmas will send out Leo Bergstrom, the goal scorer in regulation. So Bergstrom, a lefty shooter, comes down the left wing, cuts between the circles. Bergstrom shoots, and Gerard the save. Bergstrom wanted to go 5-hole. Gerard said, not gonna happen, buddy. Shuts it down, and through one round of the shootout, we're tied. Now it's Corson McGuire. He's been red hot as of late. Picks it up, he's a righty shot. Drifts towards the middle. McGuire in, and he misses wide. Now the Brahmas will send out Pickenen. Christo Pickenen, finish forward. He's a righty shot. He'll pick it up. Go right down the middle. Pickenen in, and a glove save is made by Gerard. So through 2 rounds of the shootout, no score. Gerhard now playing in his hometown. Does he have a magic moment in him here in the shootout? He's a lefty shot. Gerhard picks it up. He'll meander his way to the right side. Cut in, Gerhard shoots, and Spicer with the blocker save. No goals yet, as Lone Star sends out Anthony Capello. He can win it here in the shootout for Lone Star. Well, nope, looks like they're sending out Saxton Tess. So they throw a fake. It's actually Tess going to shoot. Tess has a chance to win it. Tess, lefty shot, down the middle, throws a fake. Gerard with a big-time save. He would not be fooled. And we go to round 4. And now it is Andrew Morton to shoot for Amarillo in the 4th round. Top of the 4th. Morton with it. He's a righty shot. He'll drift to his right. Morton to the middle on his backhand. And a blocker save is made by Spicer. Wranglers 0 for 4 in the shootout. Now here comes Capello. And he's got a chance to win it at the bottom of the 4th round. Capello, a lefty shot, drifts towards his right. Slowly moves in between the circles. Capello shoots. Gerard, another stop. And we continue on. To the top of the 5th we go. Sal Serrato gets his number called for the Wranglers. Right shot, the fenceman. Let's see what he has in store. Collects the puck at center ice. Drifts towards his left. Serrato moving in, and Spicer kicks out the legs to make a save. Goaltending duel here in the shootouts. And now for Lone Star, it is Camden Pryor with a chance to win. He's a righty shot, he'll move towards his right, quickly dart towards the middle. Pryor with speed, backhand shot, and he missed the net. And away we go to round 6 from NYTEX. Now it's Andre Pesek. Can the Czech forward win the game give the Amarillo the lead? Andre Pesek to take the lead in the shootouts. He's a righty shot, he'll move towards his right. Pesek moves in, soft tap, stopped by Spicer. Now it's Owen Kerr. Can he win it for the Brahmas? in the bottom of the 6th round of the shootout. Owen Kerr against Charles Antoine Girard. Kerr, a righty shot, moves down the right wing. Kerr, a backhand try, and it fumbled off his stick, and we're going to round 7. I think this is the longest shootout I've ever been a part of. And now it's Carl Jacobson for the Wranglers. And the craziest thing is no goals have been scored so far. Jacobson with a chance to give the Wranglers the edge. He's a lefty shot, will move towards his right. Jacobson with speed cuts in, and a save is made by Spicer. So, time for your 7th round stretch. Ryan Kamashok up next for the Brahmas, and he can win it. With a hop in his step, here he goes. He'll pick up the puck at center ice. He's a right shot forward, will move towards his right, slowly moves his way to the middle, now to the left side. Kamashok in, and he scores. Ryan Kamashok wins it in the shootout for Lone Star. Brahmas win it in a 7-round shootout. Final score 2-1 from NYTEX Sports Centre. Wranglers at least pick up a point for their efforts. And the Brahmas take both games on the weekend. These two teams will see each other next on November 15th and 16th in this very building. The Wranglers, they're off next week before they head to Shreveport. For us, we'll take a moment to step aside, and we'll come back for the post-game show here from NYTEX. It's the Brahmas 2 and the Wranglers 1 after a 7-round shootout here in North Richland Hills. Don't go anywhere. Post-game show coming up in 1 minute on the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Amarillo National Bank. It's the Brahmas that win it 2-1 in a 7-round shootout here at NYTEX Sports Centre. What was a thriller. And for the Wranglers, it's a heartbreaking loss at the end of the day, but they have to be proud of the way that they played, as they really took it to the defending champs here today. Tight game, but the Wranglers had the shot count in their favor all game long. Were able to force the tie late with a goal from Carl Jacobson, but at the end of the day, at the end of the 7-round shootout, wasn't enough as Ryan Kamashok beats Charles Antoine Girard for the score. So, I'll tell you how we got here. No scoring in the first period. To the second period we go. It's Leo Bergstrom scoring for Lone Star from Pickenin with 3:22 left in the second period to give the Brahmas the 1-0 lead. Wranglers on the outside looking in, trying to tie the game in the third period. Get the job done when Andre Peshek takes a shot from the right wing wall. That's stopped by Spicer. Jacobson sees the rebound, crashes the net, and is able to pummel the puck into the back of the net for the score. The game-tying goal. And took a lot of review. They deemed it was a good goal. We got it. And the Wranglers tied the game up at 1. To overtime we went furiously, both teams going back and forth. Girard with a breakaway save on Owen Kerr to keep us tied. And all in all, overtime not enough. So, we go to the shootout. 7 rounds is what it took. 7 rounds. You know what it takes to go to a 7-round shootout? It either takes a lot of scoring or it takes a lot of really good goaltending. And tonight, it was the latter. Both goalies played phenomenal. Jack Spicer for Lone Star, Charles Antoine Girard for the Wranglers. And for Girard, this is a game where the Wranglers pick up the point, and a large part of it is because of Girard. And this was a night where everything was going right for him. He was dialed in. He was making save after save. The Brahmas had a few breakaways, and Girard was there in the shootout. He was spectacular. He did everything the Wranglers could have asked him to do, and a whole lot more. Fantastic game. Excuse me. Fantastic game from Charles Antoine Girard here for the Wranglers tonight. And, if we're doing 3 stars of the game, I think you got to put both goaltenders at 1 and 2. Girard was lights out for the Wranglers. Just fantastic. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't pick up his first win in the league here tonight, but he's got a lot to be proud of. He's got a lot to hang his head on, and I'm excited to see what his career is going to look like because, man, is he good. He played quite a game for the Wranglers here tonight, and he was locked in. Made a lot of really good saves. All in all, the shot count ends up being 29 to, looks like, 18 at the end of overtime. If you take away the 7-round shootout. So the Wranglers in this game outshot the Brahmas by a really healthy margin. And that's something that doesn't happen to the Brahmas a lot. And I think that's something that's going to go unnoticed to the common eye. But for those of us who watch the Wranglers on a daily basis, for those of us who know the Lone Star Brahmas, this is a team that does not like to be shot at. They like to play in their opponent's zone. They like to suffocate you, just try and just wear you down by playing in your own end. We didn't really see that happen tonight. In fact, in this game, we saw the Wranglers and the Brahmas really going toe-to-toe in the transition game, which doesn't really happen when these two teams meet each other. And so that was different here tonight. And that's why it looked like the Wranglers were playing their style of game as opposed to what the Brahmas wanted to do. And that's why there was a lot of optimism in the third period there when the Wranglers tied things up. It looked like, hey, this might be the Wranglers' night. They might have found a way to solve the defending champs. Well, in the end, overtime not enough, and the shootout goes against the Wranglers. But there's a lot of good building blocks here for the Wranglers tonight, as this was their biggest test of the season. Fairbanks is a good team. They beat the Wranglers on the final day of the showcase. The Brahmas, defending champions. Yes, they lost a lot of pieces in the offseason, but they're still very much the champs. They got the target on their back. They are the team to beat. And the Wranglers this weekend showing that, while they're not quite there yet, still a young team, still trying to figure it out early in the season. They're not quite there yet to beat the Brahmas, but boy, did they come close. And that is a reason for a lot of optimism in the Texas Panhandle. So, the Wranglers are off next weekend. They'll head to Shreveport in 2 weeks to take on the Mudbugs, as it is Shreveport who gets back to 500 with a overtime win 2-1 against Oklahoma here tonight. So, sets the stage for a pretty exciting matchup in 2 weeks. Wranglers will rest up, get back home, and it's right back on the road for one last trip before the home opener on October 25th over at the Budweiser Bullpen. Make sure you get your tickets over at panhandletickets.com. We want to see you there for the home opener, as the Wranglers will be there in just a couple of weeks to greet their home crowd. Well, it's a fun one here tonight. 7-round shootout. It's the Lone Star Brahmas, the defending champs, winning 2-1 here in a thriller. Wranglers will look to get them again next month, as these two teams will meet right back in this building again on November 15th and 16th, the third and fourth games of the season series. Thank you for tuning in here on NATV. I'd like to thank the production crew here at NYTEX Sports Centre for all their hard work. Does not go unnoticed, makes the ship go around, and gives a great production here tonight. So thank you to them, and that'll do it for us here from NYTEX Sports Centre. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying so long, as it's the Brahmas 2 and the Wranglers 1 final at the end of a 7-round shootout. Ryan Komashok, the hero for the defending champs.